Jermaine with me. Like to paint a perfect picture like I brought the frame with me. I give it all up before I let the fame give me. I got niggas trying to sue me. Bitches trying to do me. Way these niggas that you would have thought they never knew me. But these niggas know me and half them niggas owe me. I'm dead. All right. Hey, everyone. All right. Yes. Hi. Good evening. Good evening. Well, no, we're not doing that today. We're not doing the Ouija hat. We're not doing the hair. You know, you saw my beautiful hair, what it looks like underneath this hat. You've seen it. You know, I decided to tuck all that beautiful hair back up under my hat. But I let it down for once so that you guys could see. Many of you think that I'm losing my hair. Obviously, I'm not. You all saw it the other day, what it looks like. It is. I have to actually tuck it up under there and all of that. But it's great to see you guys. 185 people watching. I haven't done a live stream in a little while. Yeah. Not my own live stream. I've been on every other channel. But my own. Just trying to entertain, trying to take care of business, trying to get people over here to see Comic Artist Pro secrets. That's very important. Let me take off my elbow pads. Ow, I hurt my arm. Right up here. Could use a rub. Right, okay, right here. Down right here. Right. Hurt. Sucks, man. All right. Yeah, that's right. I'm not losing my hair. Just got back from Walmart. I went and I bought the Solo Blu-ray. Pretty excited about the Solo Blu-ray. Started watching the extra features. Andrea was like, "Why are you buying that?" I'm like, "What do you mean? It's Solo. It's Solo, a Soy Wars story. I have to buy it. I have to see it." Started watching the extra features. I have a splitting headache from it. I watched the first two. I'm going to make a bunch of videos so that you guys don't have to see these extra features if you don't want to. I will do it on your behalf. It's dreadful. There's this one, I was screaming at the TV. Andrea was like, well, I was going to make a video of me watching the thing, but I mean, the whole thing was so absurd. It really, I mean, watching 9 people sit around a round table, the entire cast of Solo with Ron Howard, and sit there and talk about this movie as if it was not a catastrophe. Where were you? Where were you when you first heard that you were going to be in a Star Wars film? I don't know. Where were you when you first heard that this movie was going to lose nearly $100 million? Do you understand? You idiots you could have bought 80 million scratch-off tickets and done better. You spent $300 million on this movie. You could have, forget that. Spend $350 million on scratch-off tickets, $1 scratch-off tickets. You would have had better results. You couldn't have done worse. All of you got together. I was like, honey, these people all worked so hard to throw away $80 million. They worked so hard for it. Look at them talking about it. Look at them talking about this movie. It's really funny. You lost $80 million. Hide your heads in shame. This movie should never have come out on Blu-ray. And if it did, it shouldn't have had any creator commentary. It shouldn't have had people sitting around a round table talking about it. How dare you? How dare you throw away $80 million like that? That's an outrage. That's ridiculous. It's Disney Lucasfilm. Hey, Antonio, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, good. Okay. Slow to answer there. No. Oh, you all right?
I'm fantastic, actually. I was like, you are for some reason I am hearing a delay, but
oh, that is weird. Yeah. So, listen. Here's the thing. I watched this and I was outraged by the people laughing. By the way, they said, "Hey, woman who plays L337, the feminist droid, where were you when you heard the news?" And she literally says, "I was on the toilet. And I popped a bottle of champagne," which is what you do when you're on the toilet and you hear you're in a Star Wars film. By the way, this woman has my nose. And I said that to Andrea. She's like, "No." I was like, "She does. She does have my nose, and it's on a woman's face. That's weird." I don't mind pointing it out. No, ordinarily I wouldn't point it out, but I've got the same affliction. So I mean, I don't, I can say, you've got it too. You deal with it too. You better be a droid. No, is it Tilda Swinton? I don't know. I don't think it is Tilda Swinton. I don't think that's who it is. So absolutely terrible. I watch these people sit there and talk about this as if this wasn't a catastrophe. This was a catastrophe. This was worse than Space Shuttle Challenger. I think it actually cost more money than the Challenger explosion. And they're sitting around.
Wow.
Can you imagine NASA sitting around talking, like reminiscing about the Challenger explosion? Like all the plans that led up to the Challenger? Yeah, we had this plan to put a teacher into space. It was really exciting and blah, blah. That's what this was like. You don't talk about that
Except
in a
they
happy,
live.
sunny way.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah,
you hang your head
they get to walk away.
Yeah, you hang your head in shame for the rest of your
Hmm.
life. And by the way, one of them goes, Ron Howard. Who was it that asked him this? One of them asked Ron Howard, like, where were you? Let's not, let's not skip the elephant in the room. Where were you, Ron Howard, when you heard that you had gotten this job? And poor Ron Howard, by the way, Ron Howard has shrunk. I don't know how tall. Well, maybe he was always this small. He's 4 feet tall. Like, he's real little. He's just really like in his seat like this, looking up at everybody. Ron Howard. And I've never, what do you say when you're asked that question? What do you say? Like, where were you when you heard? Where was I when I heard? Let's see. I was at Spielberg's office, and Spielberg called me in to talk to him, and he said, "I need you to do me a favor." This isn't what he said, but this is the truth, and he had to stammer all around this. Spielberg said, "Hey, my idiot secretary, who I, told George Lucas should take over Lucasfilm when he leaves, she has totally and completely made a catastrophe of this Han solo film. She's destroyed it. She's hired first of all, she hired one man, Lawrence Kasdan, to write the movie. And of course, we like Lawrence Kasdan. He wrote 4 Star Wars films and he wrote Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I mean, this guy, he's done a lot of great work. Lawrence Kasdan
Definitely.
gets the job. He gets the job. He's an old man. He decides that maybe his talent has descended to his idiot spawn, John Kasdan. John Kasdan is moronic. His son is a fool. And John Kasdan ended up writing most of the movie. So then the script that has Lawrence Kasdan's name on it, but it's mostly written by John Kasdan, gets handed off to Chris Miller and Phil Lord, to the directors of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. What is going on? You got a funny weirdo script from a funny weirdo son of a Hollywood great. You take that script and you give it to the directors of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. What do you think is going to happen? They look at this script and they're like, this is a comedy. This has to be a comedy. There's no way this is real. There's no way they're taking the piss. Who knows? I don't think that they were taking the piss. I don't think John Kasdan was taking the piss. So they hand it to these guys who make comedy movies. They proceed to make a comedy movie out of it. They spend $250 million getting 85% of this movie done. 85% of the movie is finished under these people. Kathleen Kennedy comes in. And by the way, Kathleen Kennedy's ghoulish facade is in this movie. You actually see Kathleen Kennedy talking, and her face freaks me out. I'm sorry. It freaks me out. When I see it, it freaks me out. AFK every day. Thanks for $20. Wow. I was watching your silent drawing last night. The pen work reminded me of a tattoo artist skill. Thanks for the inspiration you gave me this year to move forward with my project. Salute, AFK. Good for you. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. Move forward with your projects, unless it's solo and unless you're John Kasdan. They hand this project off to, Kathleen Kennedy comes in, looks at it, realizes that it's a cluster F and that it's the first deliberate comedy Star Wars movie. And she loses her mind. Dayton Pfeiffer says, Uncle Ethan, you sound upset. Here's some money for pie. I was at Walmart. I did not buy pie. I bought Chewbacca grapes, by the way. Chewbacca brand grapes. Yeah.
Do they really have Chewbacca brand grapes?
They did. I made a video of it. I was
was like,
excited
oh
about it. I
shit.
was looking for Soyla when I ended up finding Chewbacca grapes. I found some soy milk. I did not buy the soy milk. I did buy the soy low. Custom Songmaker, thanks for $5. Consenting adults should have pride in any activity they enjoy, except for buying and selling Cyberpunk for the agreed price. That's unfair. Stop it. That's a whole Twitter discussion. We'll talk about that in a minute. So Kathleen Kennedy runs in, fires them. They're 85% done the movie. She hires Ron Howard to come in. So Ron Howard is told, look, you need to do us a favor. You're competent. You're good. If you go ahead and fix this movie for us so it's not a complete and utter catastrophe, I don't know, we'll owe you a favor of some sort. Please come in and fix this movie. Ron Howard comes in, works on the movie, brings it to completion. Of course, it's a piece of garbage, but it's done. At least it's watchable. You can fool people like Zach over at Diversity in Comics. He liked that movie. He liked it.
Zach has bad taste in movies.
He does. So then you ask Ron Howard
yeah.
at a roundtable discussion that's supposed to be an extra for a Blu-ray. Okay, it's a Blu-ray special feature, and he's just like, "Where were you when you heard that you were getting to work on Star Wars?" Now, what is Ron Howard supposed to say? I mean, it's just like, what do you mean? Like, I did this job. This wasn't fun. Like, I did this job as a favor for some friends because, they hired an incompetent woman to run Lucasfilm. She ran it into the ground. She destroyed this film with her stupidity. I came in to fix it as a favor to my friend, Mr. Steven Spielberg. That's where I was. So he is caught in this hard place. I actually filmed on my TV. I had my phone, and I actually filmed his response. He was like, well, I was in, I was on a bus and I just felt like I was in all of a sudden. And it reminded me of a scene from The Graduate. And The Graduate's my favorite film. And I was like on the bus at the end, like Dustin Hoffman, when I realized that I was in on this movie. And I told my wife, I'm in.
That's what she said.
What do you say? What do you say to that? Ian Howe, thanks for $4.99. This sounds almost as infuriating as Last Jedi audio commentary. It's really bad. Antonio, I'm sorry. We will talk together. I'm on a rant right now. I'm on a rant. You got. So here we have these dummies. They're all sitting around the table. Ron Howard is there. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who directed most of the movie, are not sitting at this table. They're not. They're shunned. I thought they had been murdered for a long time. They had not been murdered. And they're alive. They went on to do an ABC sitcom that they're working on. That's probably going to be reflective of this situation. It's embarrassing watching these people sit around and talk about this as if they accomplished something. Here's what you accomplished, you idiots. You lost $80 million and you worked so hard to do it. You worked so hard to lose $80 million.
That's a lot of hard work.
It would have been easy. Just mail it to me. You didn't need to do any of it.
Cyberfrog the movie.
Yeah, well, just mail it to me. Mail it to Antonio. We'll whack it up. We'll make it twice as difficult for you. Cut it in half. Send a check to me. Send a check to Antonio. You're doing twice as much work. I'm sure it'll make you feel good. You didn't need to do any of the green screens. You didn't need to recreate the Millennial Flamingo. You didn't need to do any of this stuff. Redbeard, thanks for $5. EVS, when, if, do you think that Star Wars and Marvel movies will be fixed and given to respectful, talented creators? I don't know anymore. I'm really I'm amazed by all of this. So I watched that, and that annoyed me. What I did was I filmed pieces of it, and then I'm going to put together what it felt like to watch that experience for me. It's a new kind of video that I'm going to make. It's a trip to hell. All right. The video that I'm going to make, which is a review of this experience of the Blu-ray and the special features, is going to be like a trip to hell. It'll be very David Lynchian. It's going to be creepy. There's going to be backwards masking involved. A lot of bizarre things that are just going to make you feel the same way that I felt when I was watching this stuff. And then I watched it's a feature called Kasdan on Kasdan, mercifully short. Lawrence Kasdan talking about working with his son who basically made Lando Calrissian pansexual, some kind of weirdo, degenerate, deviant. What was that like? This guy, he's just like, well, when I was the kid, my dad had written all these great Star Wars movies. I didn't see any of them. I'm too, but every Christmas, a big box from Uncle George Lucas would come to the house, and it was full of Star Wars toys. And that was better than any present that I ever got. I'm just like, F you, you privileged brat. I didn't send me, Uncle George didn't send me nothing. I didn't get a box of Star Wars toys from Uncle George, and I did see all the movies in the theater.
I had Star Wars toys made out of cardboard. We would literally just draw stuff and cut it out. We were poor.
So much like me.
Yeah,
so much like me.
Yeah, man. I would make like a X-wing fighter or TIE fighter out of cardboard and cut it out, like draw it with pen and make like a little stick figure Luke Skywalker with it.
Yeah. Well, Antonio, I would get maybe one or two of the figures for my birthday. I remember for my 6th birthday, my grandmom got me Han Solo in it must have been my 7th birthday. Han Solo in Hoth gear, and then the Snow Trooper, Imperial Snow Trooper. They went together. It was a good set to have. Now I took the back, the card, and if you flip over the card to the action figures, it has all of the here's action figures 1 through 47 that you can get, and they're little tiny photographs of them all stacked up. I was like you, I took scissors and I cut those out and I played with those. That is poor.
I can relate to that. I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah, that's what it is to grow up in poverty. And meanwhile, you've got this kid, this goofball who ruined Star Wars. Hey, did George Lucas realize when he was packing up those boxes of toys that he was sending them to the kid who would grow up to ruin Star Wars? Did he know that? One of the kids.
One of because there's more than one hand in that pot. Yeah, definitely that. Not sure
Israel Garcia, he says, "Hey, Uncle E, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Israel Garcia.
Happy birthday."
He says, I back Jawbreakers, Cyberfrog, Brand, and next is Graveyard Shift. I also thought Solo was a pretty good movie. No, it wasn't a good movie. What's up, Antonio?
I don't know. But
happy birthday to
very
him.
Very happy that I managed to sneak out of work early tonight. And so I said, let's see if we can hang out with the EVS and get it going. So.
I love it. I love when you hang out with the EVS. So what else is going on here? All right. So COMICSGATE kind of news. Talking to Amanda Robb. You know who Amanda Robb is? What a great name. I didn't realize her name was Amanda Robb.
Amanda Robb.
That's her name. She needs Amanda Robb. All right. Well, GRP Paul, thanks for $20. Hail Caesar, he says. Roe may be on a Viking discovery adventure, and the Colonel may be trying to poison us with soy, but there's a resistance fighting within war campaign to keep control. Hail Caesar. May we see the brute soon. You know what that means?
That might be porn. I'm not sure about that.
Might be porn. Can't be sure. I'm not sure what that means. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I hope Ro is okay. Troggy Trog says you're so worked up, Uncle Ethan. I'm really worried that you're going to have a relapse and binge on a baker's dozen of pies, including shoe fly pie. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. Don't worry. I've got it all under control. You guys have pointed out how fat my face is. Wait. Can I get my face to look normal? No, I can't. My face is too fat. And thus I must go on a diet. I must do it. It's got to happen. So anyway, Amanda Robb is still working on her Rolling Stones article. And she got in touch with me. Let me see if I can find it here.
This is from Florida, right? This is the Florida interview, right?
Yeah. It was earlier in the year. See, she put out the
waiting on that.
Yeah, me too. She told me it would take months for it to come out. She wasn't quite sure. Zeno the Stoic says, Ethan, the camera adds 30 pounds, but being fat does too. Yeah, eating pies. Eating whole pies for a week, yeah, that adds 30 pounds, or at least 10. It did add 10 pounds. Yeah, Amanda Robb reaches out to me, and she did that NPR. We're talking about this NPR interview that happened a couple days ago. Everybody was saying, "Did you see that NPR interview?" And I was like, "Well, no." And so I went and I watched it, and sure enough, it was Amanda Robb sitting down and talking to someone else about the alt-right in comics. And I was like, "Oh boy, I hope she doesn't call me alt-right. I really don't want her to call me alt-right." I wasn't in it, but you know who was? Vox Day, who is alt-right, and he was in it, and they roasted him pretty good. And then a few other people. I feel like seeing if I can get. Everyone's saying reach out to Chelsea Kane and see if she'll come on. I like, or what they're saying to me actually is see if you can do work with her. I'm like, well, I don't want to do work with her, but I would love her to come on here and just talk about her experience with what is COMICSGATE. She won't, because this is the problem that we're in right now. It's like, I can't even get SJWs to come on here, and she is an SJW. I can't even get SJWs who want to yell at me to come on, just simply coming on this show for any reason at all and doing an interview, even if it's to say I disagree with you vehemently. I can't get them to come on. And I think that sucks. I look at like William F. Buckley Jr. and Firing Line, and he would bring on like, his biggest enemies all the time, not enemies, adversaries, political adversaries, and they would have a conversation. And it's not like it would end in understanding, but at least some, it would be an interesting thing to listen to. Be a decent discussion. Well, the comics industry is so very, very terrified. They're so afraid of each other that I'm not sure that would ever happen. Like, is there anyone in comics who is strong enough, who is brave enough to actually say, you know what, I don't care what my peers say. I'm going to get on there. I'm going to roast Ethan Van Sciver. He's going to have me on, not to debate. We'll just have a discussion. We don't have to call it a debate. That sounds competitive. Unless you want to. Come on here, talk to me. Let's see, where you stand, where I stand, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, Swiberfrog says Buckley had intelligent guests. Find one of those and I'll give you $1. There are a few. There are a few that are actually intelligent, but most of them are just sarcastic. Most of them are just snarky and sarcastic. Fan Advocacy Network, Antonio, will I get my Santana shirt by Christmas?
I would not promise that because we're shipping everything out. The book's not shipping until January, so we're going to be shipping. There's a lot of stuff that has to be printed: the prints, the sticker, the bookmark. There's a lot of stuff that's going to have to happen. So yeah, we're going to be really. Our Christmas is going to be very busy, much like Santa's. So.
Hey, Antonio, this is Art. I haven't had a chance to congratulate you on the success of Brand the other night. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Art. I appreciate the retweets and the positivity, and not just from you, but like Mike and John Malin and Nall and Critias and all. It's like you guys have just been awesome, and I appreciate everybody really rallying and trying to help us end this thing well. Well, it's in store mode, but it was nice, and getting close to that 45,000 mark is very good.
Yeah, we rallied. It did good.
Hey, Arthur, congratulations on winning the drawn and quartered contest the other night.
Yeah. I don't know how the heck that happened.
Well, it happened because you did a good drawing, and then people liked it. So congratulations on that. Drawn and quartered, of course. That is something that goes on the Blacklist Universe channel with Mike S. Miller. Mike gets a bunch of artists on, a bunch of COMICSGATE artists, and maybe one day they won't just be COMICSGATE artists; they'll be just artists. And they all have a topic, and they all have 2 hours to draw that topic. Last night it was Rogue. And everyone did a great job, and Art T. Bear won first place. I think it's voted on by the fans. It's a really, really good idea for a YouTube show.
It was a lot of fun, and there was a blonde-haired gentleman with long hair. I don't know who that was, but he just kind of popped in. Look like some kind of rock guy.
Yeah. Channing McDaniel, by the way, $2. Don't blame Opie Cunningham. He did his best. I do blame him. Well, I don't blame him. He did do his best. It wasn't his fault. I blame Kathleen Kennedy for everything, for absolutely everything. It was all her fault. All right. So Amanda Robb is doing more stuff. She's working on a Rolling Stone article. And she sent me a note. Now, last time I spoke with Amanda Robb was at the Gotham City Pizza Parlor art. I was at Gotham City Pizza for a return visit. I think it was in February. It was in January or February. They invited me down to just talk about it. And it was just like, hey, here's a return to Gotham City Pizza. I took a picture in front of their new door that we paid for. I mean, we got a GoFundMe together and bought them a new door after SJW Antifa type smashed it just for the crime of having me appear there. So they replaced the door. I took a nice picture in front of it, and Amanda Robb showed up from Rolling Stone to sit down and interview me. She was not really invited there, but she chose to show up anyway, and it was fine. We had a talk, and in the course of that conversation, I said to her, "Look, I don't believe in COMICSGATE. I'm not COMICSGATE. I don't want to be a part of this drama. This whole thing is all happening around me. I just want to work. It's like I want to work at DC Comics with my head down. I want to be able to say that I'm a Republican. I want to be able to, be myself. I want to be able to stand up for myself and my values. I understand right now, the way I feel right now, I'm afraid that I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not permitted to stand up for myself and talk about being a Republican because that's too controversial right now in the era of Trump. It's really uncomfortable. But one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to be a part of COMICSGATE. So that was February. Now, eventually, it became clear to me that it was irresponsible and immoral. It wasn't moral. It was unethical, in fact, for me to not stand up for COMICSGATE because I did believe almost everything that was being said. I agreed with it. Having worked in comics for 25 years, I saw everything that was being said by COMICSGATers as factual and a real problem, a cancerous problem within the comic book industry. And eventually I realized that I needed to stand up and stand by those people, even though I'm a comic book professional and even though I knew I'd be pilloried for it even more, threatened for it, Art. You know how it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Felt like I needed to do that. So, fast forward to now. Now it's almost October of 2018. Okay, so 8 months have gone by. And Amanda Robb, who's still working on this article, part one just kind of came out as an NPR audio piece where she pillories Vox Day, which I thought was funny. She says, "Hi again, still working on my Rolling Stone story. Kind of confused about you and COMICSGATE. You told me you wanted nothing to do with it and weren't involved, but now you own it. Will you clarify? Thank you." And I said, "Yeah, sure. Good job on the NPR show. How do you want to talk?" And she said, "Whatever works for you." I said, "Okay, come on my live stream. Let's do a live stream interview in front of everyone." I said, you'll get a good immersive sense of what this all is. You can interview me there. So go ahead and ask me hard questions in front of 1,132 people, which is how many people are watching now. And, I said, this is no different. I'm trying to sell her on this because I actually do want her to do this. I said, this is no different than you interviewing me at the pizza parlor. And when she was at the pizza parlor, of course, there were stacks and stacks of fans. And of course, my fans are diverse, wonderful people. We had LGBT people. We had people of color and their families. She took a picture of me with a mixed family. The father was black. He was married to a white woman. They had a beautiful child together. And she actually asked them, she's like, are you aware of the things they say about Ethan Van Sciver? Like, why are you a fan of his? And I'm just like, could it be that people are lying? Could it be that people are lying about me? Does that enter your skull? No. All right. I got up and gave him a hug. He's just like, I'm a big fan, blah, blah, blah. Hugged the whole family. She took pictures. It did feel kind of invasive, Amanda, if you're listening now. It did feel a little bit invasive to have you take pictures of that moment, but I know that you did it, and that's whatever. I don't even know what those are for. They don't really go with your narrative. And she didn't answer me. I said, is this a no? And she said, no, it's not a no. And then she said something that's fascinating. She said, I'm actually trying to figure out where you work into my story exactly.
Weird.
So in other words, I've got a narrative. How do you fit into it? That's literally what she said to me.
Did she give you a hint on what the narrative was?
Well, we see the narrative. The narrative is the alt-right taking over standing up and kind of asserting themselves in comics. So what am I? If the alt-right taking over comics is COMICSGATE, what am I? Because she even knows. She admits that she knows I'm not alt-right. She knows that, I'm against Vox Day. I said, oh, I'm definitely not part of the Vox Day thing. Can't stand that dude. And she said, you've kind of made that clear. I was like, okay.
So then after meeting you and everything, she still set on the same narrative, the alt-right in comic books.
Well, no, it's not that she's stuck on a narrative about the alt-right in comics when it comes to me. It's just that clearly what I'm leading is COMICSGATE. I'm a big, huge part of COMICSGATE. I'm a leading voice in COMICSGATE. So all these people who are in this chat right now, 1,186 people here to join COMICSGATE Live, these are all people who are following what I say. I'm not saying they agree with it, but they're listening to it. And maybe it's influencing their buying habits. Maybe it's not. It probably is because, as she says here, she said, thanks. And wow, you've raised a lot of money. Yeah, I did. So clearly something's happening here. Now, if your narrative is that the alt-right is COMICSGATE, then again, what the hell is this? How do you explain this? How do you explain me?
Do you think she's changing her tune a little?
I don't know. But she's I think she's trying to, when she literally says, how do you fit into my story?
That's why I was thinking that maybe she's rethinking the narrative.
Oh yeah, they go definitely change it.
Well, this was
if she's fair-minded, she would have to.
Somebody says, how recent is this? This was at 4 o'clock today. 4
That's
p.m.
pretty
today.
recent.
So 6 hours ago. I don't know. It's like, okay, so, when it comes to this kind of journalism, it's like you have a story and you need to continue to tell this story and then find, it's almost like you start out with a premise and then, fortunately you bump into people like Vox Day who are going to support your premise.
Right.
So what if everyone else doesn't support your premise? Then what?
Like all of us.
Yeah.
So is Vox Day the only one that she can name that would be alt-right?
No, we know they're definitely Vox Day has a whole army of fans. And I hear from them all the time. They all call me a fake Republican. They say I'm a Democrat in disguise. They call me the F word with 2 G's. They do all that stuff. And Vox Day, when Vox Day departed, Vox Day was kind of supportive of what Cyberfrog was and what we were doing as COMICSGATE, because he saw it as right wing pushing forward. Okay, so if the right wing is actually gaining a foothold in comics, he's going to be supportive of that. But when we rejected him, he got his feelings hurt really badly. That's what I'm hearing from everyone. Everybody's like, it's very emotional with Vox Day. He's emotional about all this. He got his feelings. So he turned on us, and when he turned on us, I saw my subscribers go down.
Yeah, that's why I was about to tell you when that all happened, and we were on stream that night, and we were talking about it, and someone asked me my opinion about Vox, and I was honest. I didn't want to be associated, right? Mm-hmm. So they got mad at me. They had backed Brand, and I got a message, and they were like, Antonio, you're a SJW, and they refunded their back, and they had bought like sketch cover and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. It was just kind of I lost about almost 250, I think. There were a couple of Vox people that had backed Brand, and then they backed out of it. But obviously, we've made that back now. But
I think that was costly. I mean, that was a costly thing to do. It actually cost money to kind of just stand up and say, no, we can't. Vox Day can't be. And what Vox Day was doing essentially was he set up a label called COMICSGATE, and he said, hey, no, it's for everyone. Everyone can publish under here. But if they're publishing under there, you're going through Vox Day to be a part of COMICSGATE. It was pretty transparent. So we had to. I still second guess myself all the time, but I still think that we did the right thing, and it did cost us money, because people who are alt-right, who were supportive of what we were doing, all backed off quickly and backed away. And then there's the whole thing. Well, you're gatekeeping. I'm not gatekeeping. I at all. I want everyone to buy Cyberfrog. I want everyone. I want everyone to watch my YouTube channel. There's no gatekeeping. You're invited to watch. But yeah, that one moment where we just kind of said, no, we don't want our community to mean this. We can't. We don't want that to happen. That cost us a bit of support. And so, yeah, now, what does that mean? I mean, what it means is this, COMICSGATE is, welcomes, the right. We certainly do welcome the right. And I'm sorry, I am right wing. I am. These people who are like saying that I'm an SJW or I'm liberal. Well, I'm kind of liberal, but I'd still consider myself to be at home, with the right. And, but very moderate. I'm just regular. I keep telling you I'm a regular person. I have regular views. I'm pro-freedom, pro-gay marriage, because that's just freedom. Pro-guns, because that's freedom.
Thanks.
All of those.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And at best, it's just a difference of opinion, nothing more.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah. Whatever maximizes personal freedom. I guess I'm more of a libertarian. I'm realizing in my old age, but whatever maximizes personal freedom and less government, that's what I'm for. Those are my personal politics, but it doesn't even really particularly matter. COMICSGATE is kind of open to everyone. So where do we fit into this narrative? I don't know. All I want to do is I want to make it so that people who are, it is a fact that if you have right-leaning views in mainstream comics right now, you're going to find it difficult to get work if you're outspoken about them. If you're quiet about them, if you shush your mouth, you might be okay. And but if
that's what I did for a long time, and that's why I'm here now.
Yeah. We're anti-anus, says Riley. That's true. We don't, sending pictures of your anus to people that don't want it. We're not for that. Not at all.
Not even if it's Robbie Rectum.
No, especially not. Let's see. Custom Songmaker. Consenting adults should have pride in any activity they enjoy, except for buying and selling Cyberpunk for the agreed price. That's unfair. Stop it. Ian Howe. This sounds almost as infuriating as The Last Jedi commentary. Redbeard says, answer that. Gojirify says, good to see you, sir. Good to see you too. Spice Weasel. We need Booker T on the stream to lay down the law.
He's looking real jacked, baby.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I would like to get some wrestlers on here. Let's see. Geek Cora says, just had back surgery. COMICSGATE Live and pills rule.
And pills.
The pills will inevitably make this everything less painful. So enjoy. D. Scott Chaos Risen. Thanks for $5. I need to lose 25 pounds. Need an accountability partner. I too am recovering lemon meringue.
I've lost 42 pounds in the last 6 months. That's a
Is
fact.
that right? How'd you do that?
Well, some of it's the medication they put me on. A lot of it, I actually had to go to the hospital and have like echocardiogram last year. I was suffering from what they call heart failure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was making my heart kind of, it wasn't pumping right, and I was having a lot of excess fluid, and I gained almost 30 pounds in like 30 days. It was crazy, and it wasn't fat. It was all like fluid retention. My feet had swollen up. I was starting to look like Jabba. It was crazy.
Wow.
And they put me on these pills, diuretics and different things. Had to pee a lot, but it kind of, got on the exercise bike and just kind of really try to monitor what I was what I was eating and things of that. And first I was having to go every 3 months, and then he dropped me down to 6 months, and then I just went a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "You don't have to come back till next year. Just keep doing what you're doing." So I was like, "Great." So yeah, I was almost at 400 pounds, man, and I dropped. Yeah, it's like I've dropped 42 pounds, so I'm very happy and want to keep going.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, Uncle Ethan, not sure if you heard about Norm Brayfogle passing away the other day.
Yeah, I tweeted that out earlier.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The stroke finally got the better of him.
Because I just saw you say R.I.P. Norm, and I was like, oh my God, like, is that a joke? Or you think Norm from Cheers? Definitely not our buddy Norm Ratman. And then I scrolled backwards. No, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, Brayfogle. Yeah.
He didn't like me very much. He didn't like me. No.
It seemed like he was doing good for a while, and then he stopped on his social media, and yeah, then just today I heard that he had passed. So it's horrible.
Well, he's a terrific Batman artist.
Yeah,
what can you say about Norm Brayfogle? He was one of the best Batman artists of the 1980s and 1990s. We squabbled a lot on Facebook. Norm Brayfogle, he was a staunch liberal. I would say, I don't even know, like, he wasn't really an SJW, but he was definitely a left winger. Hated my politics. Always let me know. Everyone always lets me know they hate my politics, which is strange to me. I don't know what they're talking about. And I decided one day at a convention, somebody came up to me and said, I was at a convention with Norm Brayfogle. This was about 5 years ago. And they said, Norm's over there. And they knew Norm was always kind of sending, garbage my way. And they said, I tried to get a sketch from Norm, but he doesn't have any paper. And so I walked over to Norm Brayfogle with a whole pad of Bristol board. And I just said, "Hi, I'm Ethan." I said, "Here you go. This is a gift." And I shook his hand. And he said, "Thanks." And that was the last time I talked to Norm Brayfogle. I tried to be so nice. I was just like, I'm not a bad guy. We could get along, That's a shame. I heard about his stroke. That's his first stroke. Sorry to hear that. And
Ethan, do you hear that? It sounds like Darth Vader is. Oh, I hear
is it Nasser? It's probably Nasser.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, I'm
Wait, what?
What's that background noise?
I don't know.
It went away now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know. Gone.
Well, rest in peace, Norm Brayfogle. In any case, I didn't know that. That's a real shame, and it's a loss. It's a loss to comics, And I hope his family finds peace. Let me read some more of these super chats here. Uncle Ethan, thoughts on guests at Oz Comic Con? Says interesting T Gang. What is Oz Comic Con? Is that in Australia?
Australia.
Thoughts on guests at Oz Comic Con? Interesting T Gang. Are there guests already? Do you work for Oz Comic Con? John Dillard Gaming the System, $5. I won Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition, cementing my title of #1 official COMICSGATE fan artist. Nice. Junior Ruiz, $2. Don't forget to back Gusto, early to rise on Indiegogo. Jimmy Riddle, COMICSGATE is a diverse group of freedom lovers. The alt-right is not. They don't want freedom or diversity. Louis Ortiz says, where does Caesar nickname come from? It came from this. July 4th, a bunch of COMICSGATers, a little pack of COMICSGATers, decided that they wanted to confront me. The very first COMICSGATE live was me inviting everybody on board. Here's what happened. Let me back up a little bit. Here's the whole situation. People were upset with how well Cyberfrog Bloodhoney did. There was a weird kind of jealousy. There was a weird kind of buzzing in the air about it. And people thought that basically because I had this huge YouTube platform and was capable of helping other people, they thought that I didn't want to help other people, or that my being here, like the $500,000 that Cyberfrog raised, was money that would have gone to independent creators, except that I was there and I took it all. It was a really weird thing.
That's weird.
So a group of comics gators got together and decided when I was going to launch COMICSGATE Live for the first time and invite people on. I heard that and I went, oh well, I can help people. They just have to ask me if they want to come on. I'll help them. I put the invitation out. I got a lot of people invited, and they decided they were going to use that opportunity to kick my ass live on on my YouTube, on my own YouTube channel. And they confronted me with evidence that I was gatekeeping and not looking out for the little guy and all this stuff. And some people that I thought were my friends were involved in that confrontation. And I basically said, you know what? Like, I feel at this point like Julius Caesar. I've got a million knives in my back. It's really weird. It's very, very weird. It's weird that I planned to do COMICSGATE Live, invite all you people to come on to help you, and you decided to use this opportunity to stab me in the back. I found that upsetting. It didn't go well. It didn't go well for them. And when I said that, they said, see, you think you're Caesar. You think you're the king, which was so weird. No, it was the first person I could think of who all of his associates stabbed him in the back at once. That's why I said that. So anyway, the name Seabuck among some of the fans. I think it's more or less ironic, but it's funny. I like it. I actually like the name Caesar, and I wish it was my name. When I was at Harris Comics, the art director was named Caesar, and I thought it was a cool name. So people calling me Caesar, and then they're the Centurions and all this stuff. I think it's cool. It's just fun. That's where it came from. It doesn't. Does it prosper? What's that thing about insurrection? Treason doth not prosper. It didn't prosper. It didn't prosper. But people who have stood by me and been loyal and been good and kind, I think they're prospering. I hope they are.
Ooh.
Hey, Ethan.
So how long ago was that, Ethan? Was that
That was the 4th of July.
Oh my gosh.
It was fairly recently.
Hey, Ethan.
Yeah.
Doug Tenaple wants to know if we could send him the link.
How come he doesn't have the link? I put it in. Did he leave the chat room?
Yeah, I think he left the chat room.
What a dummy.
Yeah. Can I send it to him?
I'll send it to him.
All right.
There you go. I'll yell at him when he comes in here. You can't leave the chat room. There's no reason. I know that they're using. Here's the thing. That room is meant entirely to be for me to send links to people. They're using it as a chat and discussion, a room to bitch at each other and stuff. I don't like that.
I had to mute it all the time because I was like, God damn, man.
It's hard to find anything now. You got to weed through all this stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, how do I say this nicely? Shut up. Like this room is. I built this room and invited people so that I could put my links in there, and you would all get the links and be able to come in and join the chat. But you're turning it into Gossip Central. Build your own room for that and keep me out of it, please.
Sorry.
So yeah, that was July 4th. Some of those people, by the way, all of those people now have broken away from COMICSGATE. At least my version of COMICSGATE, which is this room and everything like that. They don't, they're not a part of it for the most part. So I find that sad. Everyone's welcome. I love everyone. Even Nasser, even Doug Tenaple.
Yeah, I'm doing my best, Ethan, to get people on my YouTube channel and interview them. I had Walden Wong on the other day, so there's some brave people out there. They're not saying they're necessarily COMICSGATE, but they're willing to just hang out with us and talk, which is a big step.
Yeah, I don't know if they realize that there'll be consequences yet.
Well, I hope not. That would be horrible, and I'd feel really bad if there was, but I'm hoping.
There are people that I like that I would like to have on to talk, and it's just like, unless they're really, really big, and they don't care, like they're so big that they don't need to care, I wouldn't do that to them.
Okay, so should I not invite them on the show then?
People need to actually come. Here's the process for becoming part of COMICSGATE, like openly. People have to say, I'm part of COMICSGATE. I am COMICSGATE. And I'm going to say, are you sure? No, you're not. You're probably not. You don't want to be. No. Rethink that. And you know, by the time, like, look at Elliot. Like Elliot Fernandez was like, "I'm COMICSGATE," and I was just like, "I don't know if you are, dude." No, I am. You know, and it's just like, you know, you have to kind of insist that you are, and that means that you're ready to take on the consequences, the social pressure from these weirdos that are going to make your life hell.
Yeah, but even just to invite them on for an interview, that's not necessarily endorsing COMICSGATE, right? It's just an interview.
Yeah, but nowadays you got to kind of treat that a little different. It's not the same as it used to be, right?
They'll say, "What are you doing? Why are you giving a platform to Nazis?"
Wow,
that's what.
Oh
they'll
my
say.
gosh, I'm just talking to friends.
Yeah. But that, I'm telling you, that it's not like it used to be.
Wow,
it's not like it used to be.
Nazis have feelings too, you know.
No, that's the thing, that when people have tried to convince me that I've been manipulated, I was like, man, I talked to all these guys and there's no controversial stuff. We're talking about comics. We're talking about getting our books out. You know, we're not like, hey, let's stop the women. Let's stop the gays. That's not the kind of conversations we're having.
That's the type of conversations we're having.
Yeah.
That's the real reason Ethan made the group chat.
Yeah.
Somebody just asked if Billy Tucci's coming back. Yeah, I think it'll be a while. Billy Tucci's going to be one of the first in the second wave. Just because what we're doing, first of all, I think he's sympathetic. I know he is. But of course, there is peer pressure. There's tremendous peer pressure. Eventually, it's going to become clear that these aren't really your friends. If they're going to treat you like that, they're not really your friends. If you're saying, yeah, but my friends they're not your friends. And really, the money is all here. The money's all here. So make that choice.
I have a ton of fun just hanging out with you guys too, so that's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
It's been fun hanging out with you too, Art.
Yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot funner than normal comic stuff, I think.
I think so too. Yeah.
They don't have this. They can't do this. This is the thing. The mainstream can't do what we're doing, and that's what's so great about it. They can't come on here and talk just openly about things because they have to watch what they say, because there are big corporations that are monitoring their every word. You're not allowed to just speak your mind too much about things. You have to follow. It's boring. You watch those like Marvel and DC like official streams where they talk about the comics. How goddamn boring can you get? You're just listening
it's a press junket.
A sales pitch. It's an endless press junket and sales pitch from professionals who aren't going to tell you the truth or tell you how they really feel, and they're certainly not going to be interesting. If you're looking to be informed about comics that are coming out real quick, that's fine, but you could get that anywhere. What we're doing is unique, and I think other people really can't, unless you're indie. You really can't duplicate it. Those Image guys could. Can you imagine if John Layman decided to get a channel going?
That's exactly what I thought, though, about this is imagine if this was available when Image started in the early 90s. This is exactly what they'd be doing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There'd be an Image council meeting where like all 7 of them got around and they were just talking about, they were just talking about what was going to happen. They're showing each other art. They're doing sketches. That would be enormous. That'd be so cool. This is the closest thing to 1991 Image that anybody's done. They said that about what's that stupid in Tampa, Florida.
I don't know.
What was that comic publisher?
CrossGen.
CrossGen. I knew it began with a C. I knew it was a C word. CrossGen. They said that was going to be the next Image. That didn't turn out to be the next Image because there was no creative freedom.
There was too much control, a corporate control. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, boss man?
Oh, hey, what's up, Prettiest? Nice cyber frog there.
Who's that smug stick with the glasses?
Yeah, I like that Cyberfrog design. That looks really good. It looks like the action figure would be. That looks like a Todd McFarlane Toys action figure.
Todd Toys.
It does. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love Todd.
Matt for $2 says, I got Stardust in the mail today. Most excellent.
Awesome.
Where's mine, Nasser?
Yours went out. I remember shipping yours out.
Did you Google my address? Did you Google satellite my address? Oh, okay. I'm just checking.
The other for £2 says, "Hello, Ehe, you beautiful bastard. Thank you." The Remicon blog, $5. If you wanted to draw something falling from the sky, what point perspective would you use? Sorry if off topic. I enjoyed your videos on perspective. It's all about the angle. Okay, it's all about where. Here's the thing. All right. The horizon line is your eye line. It's where your eyes are. Okay, so if you're looking up at an object falling from the sky, that is your eye line is going to be raised into the sky. It is possible for your eye line to come off of the horizon line. Actually, it's possible for your eye line to come up when you just tilt your neck back. And so if you're looking up at the sky at something falling down, wherever your eye line is, that is where the horizon line is. And so what point perspective would I use? I would use 1 point perspective. That shows thrust and movement going forward. I hope that helps. Edgar Cruz, $2. Antoine, what happened with your girl?
I don't know who that is.
Are they talking about you, Antonio?
Are they talking about, okay, because I'm sitting there going, okay. Renaming Negroes like that, that's not good. But there is a young lady that I have met, and we have been seeing a bit of each other, and I know she'll be here tomorrow, actually. But then she's going to the Bahamas, so.
Well.
Whoa, Bahamas.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yes.
Good for you.
Yes. Oh, I'm very happy, yes.
Congratulations. We'll watch that. Sir. We'll keep a close eye on that COMICSGATE romance.
We need an update on this soap opera every episode. Check in.
Oh, I talk about it. Like, I talk about all that stuff on my channel. That's why it's like that's clearly someone that watches my videos, because I mean, you can't do a show like Sexy Party and then be all private and everything. So I talk about
get cucked. That's the one thing. Custom Song Maker, thanks for $5. Anchor Face by Jerry Richardson on Indiegogo looks like a crazy one-of-a-kind book. He retweets Cyberfrog in every COMICSGATE book. $20 for 32 pages. 11 backers, guys. Everyone go look at Anchor Face by Jerry Richardson.
Oh, yeah. Can I say something, EBS? That book looks good. I like that book. They don't got a big funding. It's pretty low. It's like $500.
Phil Devereaux, $5. Feels like COMICSGATE is anything right of radical SJWs and left of alt-right nut jobs. Thoughts? Yeah, that's exactly right. So we would like to cut off the fat. We'd like to cut off the edges. Please, no thank you for the alt-right nut jobs. Please, no thank you for the radical SJWs, although they're welcome to buy the books. Everyone's welcome to buy the books. We just, I don't know. We don't want the politics, and people like that can't resist. They can't resist fighting and getting ideological, and it's just not, that doesn't sell books. Interesting T Gang says, no, got a free pass. Is it worth going? Oh, yeah, like every convention is worth going. You should absolutely go. Interesting T Gang. Go to OzCon. Luis Ortiz says, well, I'm a Centurion. I support Cyberfrog. Hell yeah, thank you, Luis. Custom Song Maker, don't call us ladies. When you mix certain chemicals, they explode. And you said right now that chemical sounds like estrogen, right to his shocked face. Who said that? Did I say that? That sounds like something I said. Matt, thanks for $2. Got.
Whoa.
Someone being murdered?
That's what it sounded like.
Sorry,
I'm glad you said it.
Down here escape.
Look, the tea is ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the people down here escape, so you might hear them a little bit.
My people.
Someone help my people.
I'm worried about
a child is crying, I hear it.
Matt says, got Stardust in the mail today. Most excellent. GRP poll says Detective Dead is only 2,000 from funding. Let's get it done. Yeah, Critias is here to get that done. I'll put links up in the. Well, do we have any wrenches right now?
Yeah, we got a couple.
Yeah, we got a few on the chat.
Wrenches, could you start making that happen? Start putting those links in there, especially for Detective Dead.
No, they've been in there. They've been on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been good.
Midnight Cherry TV, crackheads who steal my mail didn't take Stardust.
Good to hear.
They left it behind.
The other for £5 says I got paid at midnight. Just backed Bigfoot Bill at 4 a.m.
Wow, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. Store's open. Store's
UK shipping kills me.
open. Yeah. Sorry.
Trey 50 Daniel says any tips for script writing? What format do you guys prefer? I'd also love to potentially get some feedback in order to do my very best.
I use
Yeah,
I
please.
use Final Draft because they already have the format for you, and all you gotta do is just follow the steps. Simple. It's not that hard.
Yep, that's what I use too. Firm. I've been using it for 20 years.
I write everything longhand on paper.
Because you don't know how to open up Word.
He carves it into stone with a key form.
I don't even know how to turn on the computer.
I write the songs that make the young girls sing.
You do.
I write the songs. I write the songs. I love Barry Manilow. I don't, he came to Philadelphia and I didn't go. And I feel like I needed to go see Barry Manilow. I don't know why.
Copacabana.
The hottest spot north of Havana.
Copa. I love the hanging on that note.
You guys are gonna hate me. I actually saw him. It was a New Year's Eve show, and it was like $1,000 a plate. And a friend of mine's parents had tickets, and we went. It was pretty cool.
Well, I'll bet it was, Art.
Yeah.
Thank you for rubbing it in.
Sounds like I missed out.
I do my best.
It's not Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons.
No, hell no. That was a great show, even though it was all lip sunk. It was lip
Big
sunk.
girls, they don't cry.
They do cry. I have personal experience.
Yeah, that was a great show. I've got tickets. My next show is Brian Wilson on November 1st. This will be the 7th time I've seen him. Like, I've seen Brian Wilson the way hippies go see the Grateful Dead. If he's in town, I'm going. And Andrew was like, it's the same show. I'm like, not true. He changes one song. Like, he'll do the same set, but he'll do one alternate song. Like, he'll be like, hey, we're gonna do Salt Lake City for this set. And I'm like, oh my God, they'll do one Beach Boys rarity. So it's worth it just to hear the one Beach Boys rarity all the time. Yeah. Like busy doing nothing or something. I'm like, yes.
I was probably the only kid in Brooklyn with a Beach Boy cassette.
Oh my God, I love the Beach Boys. I cannot wait. November 1st, got to get that babysitter for Ava. That's important. The only problem is this show, we got front row seats, by the way. So I'm going to be right close to my friend Brian Wilson, right up close to him.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be like, oh, that's that guy that's been stalking me.
Yeah, I would stalk Brian Wilson. He's barely there at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Ethan,
He'll almost know where
along?
you are and where he is. Almost know.
Yeah.
I know Ethan sings along to every song.
I do, especially when I'm drunk, and I will live stream from the show, just like I did Frankie Valli. But I will wait. I will do it respectfully. I will do it respectfully. You guys, it's so much fun at when he does his finale. It's like Barbara Ann and then Help Me Rhonda and then Fun Surfing USA. It's like all in a row, and you're just like, the greatness of Brian Wilson. And they plunk him behind a piano, and he has it's just so sad. Like he's barely there.
Yeah, that's like. Did you see the documentary on the Southern Nights guy? He was a Beach Boy, the guitarist.
Al Jardine?
No, the country guy. Glenn Campbell.
Yeah.
They did a documentary on him, and while he had Alzheimer's, they just put him in front of the microphone, and he could barely maintain a conversation. They put a guitar in his hand, he wouldn't miss a lick for the whole concert. Like that's amazing. You gotta watch that documentary. It's a tear.
Yeah, Brian just pounds on the piano. Like he doesn't really and he'll just go, well, East Coast girls are hip, and then he's got like a band behind him they're just fantastic. They can sound just like the Beach Boys.
Because everyone wants to play with Brian Wilson.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Yeah. And every now and then he'll change. Al Jardine comes out with him. I've gotten pictures. I've met and gotten pictures with all of the living Beach Boys now, including Brian, which was my moment.
You were crying in the picture.
No, I had a look on my face of sheer, I mean, honestly, sheer delight when I met Brian Wilson. That picture is me, probably the happiest I've ever been in my life, like in awe. And there's nobody I want to meet. I mean, there's nobody that I want to meet. I already met everybody I ever need to meet.
Given the Beach
Brian
Boys'
Wilson.
Pet Sound is considered the greatest rock album of all time, Pet Sounds, for its breakthrough and just reaching the height of height. Does that make Brian Wilson the greatest rock writer? Musician?
No.
I mean, he was screwing with like the way music even works with the theremin and all that. There he is.
Yeah, this is my picture of me meeting Brian Wilson. I'm just like, hey.
That's Brian Wilson on the left, right?
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, I did meet Mike Love too. Well, whenever they come, like, they came to town. Mike Love's Beach Boys. They came to Collingswood, New Jersey. I mean, that's just like right across the street from me. So I went to see Mike Love. Of course, they played in a school gym or something. I don't even know what it was, but we were right up there at front. They sounded great. They burned through like 50 Beach Boys songs in the concert. It was fantastic. It was really terrific. No, I never got Charles Manson's autograph. He did write two songs for the Beach Boys, actually, which is sad.
Which ones were those?
Never Stop Loving You or something like that.
Die Pig Cop and
Helter Skelter. It was sad. It was sad.
Is that for Cyberfrog, that page?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I saw you drawing that this morning. It was sweet.
Yeah, I was watching that too, just eating it up. It was great.
Really?
Yeah, I was watching the.
Yeah, I watched it too. Dopatronic, brother. Dopatronic.
I saw John Nolan in there watching me, but I didn't know anyone else was. This is what I'm working on right now tonight. I just slept. I slept until 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. And then just got up and I'm, first I have to spend time with the family, get whatever needs to get done. And then right around now is when I can get online and do a live stream and then get to work all night. It's good. It's good times. It's nice and quiet.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ethan. When I saw you working over your drawing, all I could think of was like, is he half asleep doing this? Why is he silent?
What's holding this guy together?
No, I went to sleep at 6 o'clock and at 6 a.m. and I told Andrea, I said, okay. And she's like, go to bed. No, wait. That isn't true. No, it was 8 a.m. I came upstairs from working and they were already in the living room. They'd sent Kaylee to school and she's just like, oh, you're going to visit with us? I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, and she's like, well, you probably need to go to sleep. I'm like, I'll sleep on the couch while you guys watch TV or something like that. And she's like, no, go to your bed. So 8 a.m. And I said, wake me up at 1 and I'll get to work. I just need to know that I got that much sleep because I can't even keep track anymore. And she's just like, okay. And then I woke up at 2 and I was like, oh, 6 hours of sleep in a row, heavy dreams and everything was terrific. I just don't feel rested lately.
Yeah, you're a vampire. You got to get sleep.
Well, it's hard. It's hard when it's hard. I've got so much stuff on my plate, but yeah, you just have to take that time to rest. It's important. Scott Bruckner says that's why there was no morning show. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the other thing was I downloaded iTunes onto my computer and all my movies and started watching all the documentaries that I downloaded a long time ago from iTunes. Started watching one about Leopold and Loeb that was just terrific. Leopold and Loeb, you know who they are.
It sounds familiar. What?
Motown?
No, Leopold and Loeb were in 1934. They decided that they were super geniuses. They were two Jewish boys. They believed in the Übermensch, and they decided they were that, and so they were going to commit a perfect murder. And they killed a little boy.
Yeah, I can't do those.
Yeah,
I can't do all those murder documentaries. There's like 800 of them.
I love true crime. Absolutely love it. So they killed the movie Rope. Alfred Hitchcock's Rope is based on them.
Yeah.
And this was the best. It was an American Experience documentary. American Experience documentaries are fantastic. They're really well done. Except in the beginning, this drives me nuts. If you watch those PBS American Experience documentaries where they're talking about where they get their funding from, there's this one. There's like, and we are the American Foundation for Goodness and Kindness. And when we see a problem, we try to fix it. So what they show as an illustration while they're saying this is there's a banana peel on the ground on the sidewalk, right? There's a banana peel on the ground. So somebody walks by and puts a traffic cone next to the banana peel. I'm like, you goddamn, that's government for you.
Yeah.
Pick up the banana peel and throw it in the garbage.
Nanny State funding the arts, driving the narrative with their traffic cone next to comedy, banana peel, the symbol of comedy.
That just kills me. It's like just
comedy.
What does it cost to make that traffic cone? And so you have to carry the traffic cone there and put you can just pick up the banana peel. It's so symbolic for the way government works.
Right.
That's hilarious.
And then then there's the second one where they just show a picture of a tree like blowing in slow motion, and they go, "We believe in funding the arts and special people who blah, 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 blah." Then they go, "If there's a better business to be in, please let us know." Almost anything.
Yeah.
Almost anything.
Stock trading, yes, Cecil.
Yeah, Exxon Mobil is a better business to be in. Almost anything is. Destroying the environment is probably a better business to be in.
Way more lucrative.
Those commercials in the 70s were scary to me when I watched them on television. They had this weird sci-fi vibe.
Yeah. All snobby and academic sounding.
Yeah.
We're in your conscience. Brought to you by McDonald's Foundation. Really, McDonald's?
Yeah. It sounded like something. It sounded like the organization out of Lost.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. What was it? Will Winford? No.
I can't
Wait a minute, what was that group?
No, there was a W.
Damn, I used to watch them all the time.
You're thinking Waylon from the
Oh,
movies.
Waylon Yutani.
Yeah.
No, but the other one was It was like Winford for Lost.
That sounds about right.
It's not that, but it's something like that. It's driving me crazy because I was so into Lost back in the day.
They kind of lost their way about halfway through there.
Yeah, they got lost. That was truth. That was truth in storytelling, right?
I
there.
disagree. I think they were good all the way through. I was one of the people.
Are you high?
No. I liked it. Of course they got weirder and weirder, but
that last season, and oh man, I was like, what are y'all doing? Now
it just wasn't what you wanted, though. See, the problem is that it Lost subverted your expectations every season. Like, the first season you go, what is that in the woods? And you hope it's something like a dinosaur or King Kong. And it's not. It's something stupid. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I did.
That's a great payoff.
Oh, like when they got off the island and then all their lives fell to shit. And then he was like, we've got to go back.
We got to go back. Yeah, that was like the Darth Vader version of
cool.
No.
Like that.
Yeah.
We got to go back.
Great show. Great show. Last season just fell apart. Wheels fell off.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I like Ben Linus is like the greatest villain. Bizarre.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's great.
You guys ruined it for me. Thanks a lot.
You are way over. This is.
I liked it.
Did you watch Friday the 13th, the TV show Friday the 13th? I mentioned that in the Bounding into Comics interview that Kanan and I did, and people started messaging me like, I've never seen that show. That's cool. It's like, I was like, Friday the 13th, it really kind of gave me some ideas for stuff that I wanted to do in brand. So that's why I mentioned it in the interview. I was surprised that got a reaction from people when they were giving me their opinions on the interview.
I never knew there was a series, Bryce.
Oh yeah, they were running out this antique shop, Curious Goods, and nothing good happens in an antique shop in a horror. Yeah, actually, and they tied it to the movie because the mask that Jason had was actually bought from that store.
And that's their explanation for Warheezer, Jason Warheezer.
Yeah, it was cursed. That mask is cursed, and they had a lot of cursed objects. and the cursed objects cannot be destroyed. So like someone had made like a fake cursed object, and they thought they had it, and then it caught on fire and it burned, and they were like, oh no, because cursed objects couldn't be destroyed.
Why did they show him in the first movie then in slow-mo when he jumps on the girl in the boat and he's just a deformed kid? He didn't have a mask on.
Shit up to do the TV show.
Okay.
But the show ran for like 5 or 6 seasons. So
They had to sell dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I love Friday the 13th. I love that the TV series of it. It was great.
I just remembered in 8th grade or whenever that came out, like Fangora magazine came out and everyone was reading it, and it was like the most terrifying movie. Everyone on the playground talked about it because all the 8th graders were trying to sneak into a movie. This back when they would like guard R-rated movies, you know, with like the TSA agents that would practically keep you out, check your ID. And all my friends saw it, and then I would just watch like little bits of it when it came out on. That's back when HBO was just starting. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Doug, it's called Dharma Initiative.
Dharma Initiative. Yeah, but what's the company that ran them? It starts with a W.
I ruined it.
Sorry.
Doug, how did you come up with Bigfoot Bill? Asked Fan Advocacy Network.
That's a good question.
It was
Just
my idea. He stole it from.
that's right. I broke into Antonio Bryce's house when he was working his full-time gig, and I found a piece of paper. It was actually a woman's phone number. It was one of his pictures from E-Date, and he looked like a Bigfoot with an octopus attached to her. No,
I do a lot of online dating. I do.
no. It was it was really I was trying to get my head back into the Earthworm Jim days. So there's a rhythm to the Earthworm Jim name, like Earthworm Jim, Bigfoot Bill, Professor Monkey for a head. Even the other bad guys. If you think about all of the cryptozoological creatures that are named across America, they have great legendary names with a rhythm. Jersey Devil, Mothman, Loch Ness Monster. It's like they're kind of on the nose, but there's a little mystery to them. That's what makes them great literature, in my view.
Doug, they're called.
I would like to know more about the Jersey Devil, because I mean I'm in Jersey. Where, you know, why isn't there is there a good Jersey Devil book or a movie?
No.
I would like to know more about him.
It's like the Chupacabra. It's not really a good version of that.
Yeah, they're really crummy. All of the other cryptozoological creatures, other than Bigfoot, and in my view, Mothman's one of the best, and Loch Ness Monster, all of the other ones are pretty thin because these other stories have been so well developed by comparison.
What about the Mothman, the one that the guy said he was, I think, was riding his motorcycle and it flew right next to him?
Yeah, that's Keel. So I studied that guy in the late 90s. So that's why Mothman's the first bad guy in the first Bigfoot Bill book.
Mm.
You know, I think I'm going to. Cyberfrog used to have costumes. Well, when Chelson would make him adapt to a problem, he would grow a new costume, essentially.
Yeah,
I'd love to do, like, as soon as Chelson comes back online, he becomes Jersey Devil Cyberfrog.
Sure.
In the woods. That'd be so fun.
Sure.
Oh,
here's why you have to do a costume, Ethan, where he can generate a new costume or morph or whatever or something. So you can simplify his design and you can draw him a lot faster. It's just like it's a one color full body leotard. You'll be like, well,
that's Green Lantern.
Now I can pound out some pages.
Yeah.
Lots of blacks.
So EVS, question for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you do the costume, it's gonna be like a different uniform than what he has now?
Yeah, like his armor will adapt and change. It'll change
that would
shape.
be cool.
So, you know, he used to do it in the old Harris comics, you know. But I mean, at the beginning of Blood Honey, there's a whole sequence where I decided to spend about 12 pages of Blood Honey telling the origin story. Because it was important. I feel like I never told it very well in the original comics. And I decided that there's so much morality to it. You know, there's this nature versus nurture thing between the two brothers. And basically, you know, what the goal was, what Cyberfrog was here to do, why he failed, what happened. So, you know, I invested all this time into retelling that origin story. But I love the idea of Chelson, you know, telling Cyberfrog, like showing him what he can do. You know, there's going to be a scene where you just see her say, "Okay, you're online," and you'll see the red dots come all around him. You know, like now we're connected. And let me show you. You know, I'll show you and show the readers exactly what we can do together. But she also instructs him morally and just says, you know, look, you know, there are 4 types of humans in the world that you're going to interact with, and you know, she teaches him. She teaches him kind of like a parent would, and instructs him and sends him out in the world. And then it's just like she didn't realize Salamandroid happened. You know, this was a twin. This was a twin fetus that came down. And so she turns around and Salamandroid is hulking behind her now, fully developed. And she says, I'm not going to tell you anything. It's like, I'm just going to send you out into the world as is. You're beautiful. Go do it. You know, and that's, you know, that's the difference between Cyberfrog and Salamandroid. Cyberfrog has expectations of the world because his mother told him,
Right.
you know, this is the type of person that you're going to encounter. And Salamandroid is the brother who didn't have any parents, essentially.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, so he's going to go out there and experience the world with no expectations and just encounter things as he finds them, and that's how he develops into who he is. You know, so I love all that. I think that's you know, really cool. But you're going to see in that moment, she's going to go think, and she's going to flip him through 3 different alterations and say, you'll always be able to protect yourself when we're connected. You know, you do what you say, you do what you're supposed to do, and I will always take care of you.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, but it's like, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, we're gonna you know, I will turn you off.
I like that idea with the you know, with the you know, changing of the armor and all that. That's pretty cool. There's so many things you can do with that.
And the 4 types of humans are
You'll find out when you're
COMICSGATE, alt-right, SW,
And normal.
Yeah.
And my people.
Salamandroid is my people, says Matt Becker. My people. Let me go on here. Benjamin Random says for $5, don't feel bad about missing Manilow, Ethan. I missed Alice Cooper multiple times and still kick myself for it. Yeah, you know, there's just, you can't do it. It seems like right now everyone is dying.
Yeah.
And you know, we're losing.
Alice Cooper's in the Hollywood Vampires with Johnny Depp now. My colorist, Catherine Garner, is an obsessive fan. I went to see him in England. Well, she got it's like a free Alice Cooper concert thrown in.
How old is he now?
He's 8,000 years old. He looks like the Crypt Keeper.
He looked like the Crypt Keeper when he was 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a golfer, though.
You got to go. If Alice Cooper comes, you have to go. You have to take advantage of it. We know Frankie Valli's not going to be here for another year. I just feel it. Just seeing him, I know you're going to wake up and, you know, he's going to be gone.
We're not going to do a Deadpool, Ethan. We don't do that. We're not doing Deadpool.
Well,
was he doing a Weekend at Bernie's concert?
Oh God, did you see it? I mean, it was. I was
it didn't look good. It didn't look good. Oh, what a night! I was like,
oh, I love those songs, man. You're killing me.
Well, we saw Smokey Robinson front row too, and that was hot stuff. You know, he flirted with Andrea a little bit.
Joan Rivers.
I was like, that's cool. Yeah, you got to go. You got to go when you get a chance. You know, you got to go see these people.
What did you say, Doug?
He looks like Joan Rivers.
He doesn't look like Joan Rivers.
Smokey Robinson's all stretched out.
He looks the same. He looks, well, he is stretched out.
Kind of Muppety.
Muppety.
I saw Mel Torme before he died in the early 90s. That was great. I saw Lou Rawls. You'll never find.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Ange and I used to go to all these crooner concerts, and we would just, we would just love it.
I do. I'm so glad I married Andrea because she's into this stuff like I am. I took her to see Don Rickles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Vegas. Like we were second row for that one. He didn't.
Hockey puck.
Huh?
Did he call you hockey puck?
No,
hockey puck.
Oh, he didn't. I wanted him to. And the people that he made fun of, it was so Vegas. He was just like, bring that guy some champagne. Bring him. And so somebody would come running up with a tuxedo with a bottle of champagne. That's from me. That's from me to you. So cool, man. It was so like 60s Rat Pack. And then he would do this. We're big Frank Sinatra fans, especially Andrea.
Yeah.
You know, so Look at this is the best ever. Hang on. This is me at like here's me. Oh, you can't see. I gotta turn on my camera.
We're gonna win this race.
Just interrupting concerts.
I've been a puppet, a poet.
Here's me bothering Howard Jones while he's singing.
Howard Jones. That's cool.
And do you feel scared? I'm like, hey, I do. You know. Hang on a second,
I
one more.
do.
There you go.
Well, he came down to the front row, and I was just like, I think I'm gonna take a selfie with you while you're singing your song.
He's so good.
Look at Ethan. He's so happy.
I'm delighted. I'm always delighted
Can you
to.
do that piano song that goes bum, bum, bum?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that one. Do it.
All right, hang on a second.
Oh, I love this song. Going back to the 80s.
Hold on.
80s
It's
were
gonna
the
make you
best.
cry. It makes me cry.
80s the best years, I think, ever.
All right, where's my headphones? Here we go.
This is gonna
Yeah.
be so good.
Oh, we need a piano sound. There it is. There it is. Okay. You can look at the menu, but you just can't eat. No, wait. I can sort of do it. It'll take me a minute to figure out.
Listen to those lyrics. You can look at the menu, but you just can't eat.
Can't have a swim.
Okay, look at the menu, but
You can Indiegogo, but you can't six figures.
Six figures, bitch. Yeah. Let's see.
That's
That was
so good.
beautiful.
You're so good. That's
No,
amazing.
I'm terrible. I really should. Yeah, everyone we meet dies. Everyone we meet dies. Like, I don't know what it is. Like hold on a second here. Where's my-
Debbie Downer Van Skyver.
Yeah, I look at. For example, I mean, what the hell?
Look at all these people I killed.
Wait, did Thick die? Did
Yeah.
Father Thick die?
Alan Thicke died. Yeah, like shortly after I met him.
Oh, that's not good.
I don't know if we're the Grim Reaper or like what's going on, but like,
Did you wash your hands?
yes, Doug. I do wash my hands frequently.
I keep hearing about this.
Doug's worried about it now. Doug's like, people who don't wash their hands kill other people.
Yeah, no, I don't have a wake of dead people in my handshaking area. You're the one who meet all these people and they die. Of course, all your heroes are like 8,000-year-old comic artists. So that might have something to do with it.
Not comic artists, musicians. I don't care about comic artists.
Ethan, me and Kanan, we're gonna fly out and meet you, man. I don't know if that's a good idea now.
No,
Yeah.
it isn't a good idea.
We talked about dinner in New York. I'm just a little nervous.
It is very, very dangerous to meet us.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm a
I'll
nerd.
do it. I'll do it. I'll
Bring your EpiPen.
Bring your EpiPen. No. I do wash my hands and all that stuff, and there's no reason. I don't think there's any correlation between meeting me and dying. I don't think that's. I don't think so. Anyway, I hope not. I would hate to think that.
Just in case I'm wearing my hazmat suit.
Dark Lord. He wore the Ouija board hat. That's what did it. It's not. This isn't chemical. Don't look to metachlorines for this. This is supernatural. This is the Force.
This is
I
supernatural.
I do regret missing Barry Manilow though, very much. Barry Manilow would be a great concert to go to, ironically, and get totally bombed out of your mind, and just have a great time. Just have a great time.
It was a great time. I write the songs. I write the songs.
Oh, how does that song go?
0 hour, 9 a.m.
Oh,
That's
we're doing
Elton
Elton
John.
John.
Rocket
We're
Man.
doing Elton John now.
I love that song.
Raining down as cold as ice. All right, what's another good Barry Manilow song?
Mandy. Oh, Mandy.
You
Gave and you gave without taking.
Man, we should be drunk for this.
I am. I'm getting there.
Even now,
Right here, we got some larceny.
when there's someone else who cares, when there's someone home who's waiting just for me. Even now, I think about you when I'm climbing up the stairs, and I wonder what to do so she won't see that even now, when I know it wasn't right, when all right, sorry.
Come on!
Oh man,
You gotta get to the
right
chorus.
there.
Is the best.
He almost cried. He almost cried. Tears. Heard it.
I would love to go. How does Mandy go? So wait.
I remember all my life.
When I sent you away, oh Mandy, well you kissed me and stopped
Shaking.
and I need you today.
Oh, Mandy.
Oh. Man, I'm like in 7th grade. Slow dancing at my first dance, terrified.
I love you guys so much.
Hey, Doug, do you remember, what was it, Mark and Brian, the morning show here in California?
Yeah.
Do you remember they had Barry Manilow on, and then they went to the supermarket. They had Barry Manilow sing through the PA system to everybody at the
I
supermarket.
don't remember that.
That dude's a great sport, man. It was so awesome.
Seriously, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All right, I'm
All the
gonna play
classics.
Mandy. Let me learn how to play this.
She's a fine girl.
She's
Oh,
a
Mandy.
fine girl.
You're a fine girl. What a good wife. Remember how men used to dream about getting married?
He was the one that sang the McDonald's song right at the beginning.
You deserve a break today.
A break today.
You know,
So get up and on your way at me. I know all commercials.
Barry wrote that, right?
Yeah, he got a nice little check. I remember the Taco Bell song. You say taco, say 49 cents. That's all it takes at Taco Bell. It's hard to believe, but you know darn well it tastes so good. The lettuce and the cheese. Wake up your mouth with that seasoned ground beef. You say taco.
hey Ethan. Hey Ethan.
What?
Dough Killer in the chat says Ethan's favorite Beatles song is Honey Pie.
That's a great song.
That's the worst song ever.
I like that.
Honey Pie.
Honey Pie.
In the bed of night.
Honey pie in the dead of night.
I remember all my life raining down as
Cold
as
as
ice.
Penis.
Shadows of a man, a face through a window, crying in the night. The night goes into morning, just another day. Happy people's pass my way, looking in their eyes. I see a memory I never realized. How happy you made me, oh man.
Andy.
Well,
You came.
You came and you gave without taking
but I sent you
away.
Oh,
And
Andy.
you kissed me and stopped me from
You
shaking.
made me some bacon.
Oh, no. And I need you today, oh Mandy.
I don't know any of these.
I don't know what it is.
Ethan, forget COMICSGATE. Just do lounge singing every night. I would just.
That's what I used to do
suggest-
before we did COMICSGATE Live. I almost always came in and played piano. And by the way, when I did, about 400 people would leave every single time.
I love
I'd
live
get there around
music. Live music. I got nothing but respect for you, man. That is crazy.
Lounge Against the Machine.
Nothing but Star Wars.
Yeah.
what do
Bill
we-
Murray. Yeah.
Love them.
where did you get your tickets from? Says Jesus A. Sabas Jr. StubHub. So it's November 1st, Jesus. If you want to get tickets, maybe we'll see you there. We can say hi. I can't hang out with you because Andrea will be like, this is our date night. And she'll be like, what are you doing? Hanging out with boys. I'll be like, what?
Boys who like girls, who like boys.
Yeah. Thank you. Scott Bruckner says you have a beautiful voice, Uncle E. Yeah, I know. It's a curse as well as a blessing.
It's a gift. Never had one lesson.
Well, you know, you can get one of the two, either your hair or your voice.
Cecil's here.
Cecil, finally.
I had a very popular video this week. I did a few songs, actually.
Really? What songs did you do?
Why did you ask him that?
Well, I can't. I gave it all, so my voice is a little shot. Because if you hear it, I did Total Eclipse of the Heart,
Ew.
and I did Closer by 9 Inch Nails.
Ooh. How did Closer sound?
Wonderful, of course. I did because I wanted to do all my fan art. I wanted to do a video that showcased it. Each picture got 3 seconds. It was over 11 minutes long.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of fan art.
So you sang "I Wanna F You Like an Animal" in your voice? You did that?
Exactly.
I wanna feel you from
the inside.
Did you do, that's the B-52s. He's singing B-52s.
I went a little Fred Schneider on it.
Yeah.
Hurry up and go.
Sign says, "Stay away, fools, cause love rules."
I listened to it. I did sound a little bit like Fred Schneider. Because it was like, I wanna fuck you like an animal.
I want to feel you from the inside.
Yes.
With my jukebox money.
You gotta do Bob Dylan.
You gotta do Love Shack. People want to hear you sing Love Shack. Could you do a little bit of that?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Sure. The sign says up ahead of the road. What has it go again? Yeah, I can do it.
Sign says,
Stay away.
Stay away, fools.
Got me a car. It's as big as a whale,
whale.
and we're heading on down to the Love Shack.
and it's about to set sail.
Okay.
It's about to set sail.
I got it.
Do it.
A cappella? Are you not going to?
Yeah. I can't play along with Love Shack. How does that go on piano?
I got me a car.
It's
If you see a faded sign at the side of the road that says 10 miles to the Love Shack.
That is so.
That is
Cecil,
really good, Cecil.
that is dead on.
I'm headed down. Well, this is the Cape.
The Atlanta Highway.
Let me look up
I
Love
got me a
Shack.
car as big as a whale, and we're
about to set sail.
And we're heading on down to the Love Shack.
I got me a Chrysler. It
It
sits
sits
about
about
20. So hurry up and bring your
Jukebox
money.
money.
Love Shack is a little old place where
This song is such a piece of junk.
Love Shack,
The Love Shack, baby.
They used to play that at the Orlando Magic games all the time after Shaq would dunk on people and stuff. They play Love Shack.
is a little old place where we can.
I love the lounge version.
The lounge version of it?
You're doing the lounge version of it. That sounds like piano. I like it.
Oh, the Love Shack is a little old place where
where we can get together.
Love Shack, baby. Oh,
Shack. Oh,
I love Christopher
Baz.
Walken, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Andrea's going to be like, stop it. Stop the piano down.
I'm wondering what my sister's thinking. She's probably crying upstairs. No, never leave. This
Oh
idiot's
my
down there
God.
singing the P-52s in the middle of the night.
He's doing the B-52s thing again.
It doesn't get worse. Septanov 7 of 9 says, I'm happy I invested in Stardust. Thank you, Nasser. Sean and Joey for an
I got my
outstanding
Nasser.
comic book.
Oh, cool.
Everybody had the book except me, now. So what's going on?
Not me. Me neither, my brother.
So why don't you doing a review?
You want me to do a review?
Yes.
All right, Shreddy is hungry. Okay.
It's time to do reviews. It is time.
I got to start doing reviews again. Okay, I'll do a review, Nasser.
Yay.
Joe Marone for $5 says, if you haven't checked out the Wrecking Crew documentary about the backing band for the Beach Boys and others. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've seen
Ethan,
that.
by the way,
And the Muscle
sorry.
Shoals one's good too.
Sorry to step on you while you're doing, but you did lose 300 people while you sang.
I told you that every single time.
My people.
Whenever I do anything, whenever I break out the piano, 300 people go, ugh, and this is weird, and then they leave every single time.
That's because most of them didn't realize I was going to come on.
Yeah, Cecil will drag in 500 with him on my show. It just seems like maybe there's a generational thing, Ethan, because I just love the live music stuff. So I'm probably way outside of your audience demographic.
Yeah, I like it too. I love hearing anyone. Like as soon as somebody comes on and goes, I play guitar, I'm like, break out your guitar. Let me hear you play. Thor Jones says music is cringe. Love the singing, says Man Ray of Hope. I love it when you play piano, says Michael Klon. And yeah, Philistine's music haters sing Creep. Yeah, at least 1,000 people stayed. Play Bomb Shelter. I don't want to play Bomb Shelter. I don't want to play any of my own songs. Terrible songs. Me Here, You There says, help me Rhonda, help me Rhonda.
Can we sing Eternal Flame by the Bangles? That would be fantastic, man.
You want me to play that for you?
Close your eyes.
Well, hold on. Let me.
As long as you do that big note at the end.
Oh my God.
An eternal flame.
Or is this burning an eternal flame?
You got it.
There you
dude.
go.
Yeah,
There you go.
Hold on. Let me find out what key it's in here.
It almost sounded as good as mine.
Oh, this is
Ethan,
terrible.
is Cyber Fraud a hopeless romantic?
No, not at all.
I like
He's a
that
hopeful romantic.
Elliot's drawing looks like he's listening to the music.
I love it.
This sounds like shit.
Yeah, I know. Sounds, dude, you're going to put me to sleep.
Yeah, it's not good. I can't play Eternal Flame.
What about Walk Like an Egyptian? That's at least an upbeat, a little more fun.
You need a guitar for that.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Bong.
How about Hello from Adele? Can we do that?
From who?
Adele. Hello.
How does that go?
Yeah, the Bond. It's all Bond sounding.
Yeah. To tell you.
That's good. I like that. That actually works. All right, let me try it. Let me try it. Adele.
Hello.
Lionel Richie, there you go. Hello.
It's me.
Oh yeah, the real one.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh, Simon and Garfunkel.
Akuma813 says, "Can we please fucking move on?"
It's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like me to go over
Punch Nazis.
everything.
Nazis.
They say that time's supposed to heal you.
you, but I ain't done much healing.
I'm with her.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger
Free.
and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. Between us and the million
Sound like happy hour.
miles. Hello from the other side. I must have gone 1,000 times. Sorry, that I'll go. When I call you, seem to be home. Hello from the outside.
Man, we need to take this on the road.
Or at least outside.
Or at least outside.
It turns into COMICSGATE on ice.
COMICSGATE
How
on
many did we
ice.
lose? Oh, we're gaining people now. We're actually gaining.
We need vans, tour buses, and roadies. Vans, tour buses, roadies. Do the whole 9 yards.
Oh yeah.
Hey, do the Boxer by Simon and Garfunkel.
Ooh, I love that song.
Oh man, that's a tearjerker too.
Yeah, I love that song.
Well, Ethan already has the hat and the hair.
That's true.
Lie.
Like Paul Simon, you mean, or like Garfunkel?
Garfunkel.
They're both bald now.
But you're albino like Garfunkel.
No, I'm talking about the hat and the hair for the rock concert tour. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. From last night.
Yeah,
How does
That's
the
a good
boxer
look.
go?
that was stupendous.
No, this is. I don't want to play this song. Lie.
From
No.
Ed Sheeran. They're saying Ed Sheeran in the chat, man.
What Ed Sheeran song?
It's like
One from Lord of the Rings.
Perfect, or I was like,
Perfect.
I don't know if I probably ruined that one. I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. Well, I found a girl. Beautiful and sweet.
I love when the comment is my favorite. You don't know what that means exactly. It can mean anything.
Do some other stuff.
Like good barbecue.
Do some Jailhouse Rock, EBS.
What?
Do some Jailhouse Rock.
Jailhouse Rock.
What about? Well, I'm only a bill from Capitol Hill. What about 3? I used to love that.
3 is my
3. It's the magic number.
That's how I learned the preamble.
Me too.
That's why they're nouns.
My favorite is verb. Verb. That's what's happening.
You got things for action.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
You know what I'm gonna do?
That's what's happening.
I'm gonna do a drawing of all the COMICSGATE guys in Schoolhouse Rock style.
Oh,
That would be nice.
do it.
Awesome.
That would be
I would
awesome.
love that.
I'm gonna need everybody's picture. It's gonna happen.
Oh man, that would be sweet. I would love that.
Bryce looks like Lucky. Was it Lucky number? Is it Lucky number 9? The cat, the pool cat.
9 is a lucky number.
No, it's
Conjunction. What's your function?
If you're very careful.
Do some Bee Gees, Staying Alive.
Can't really staying alive on the piano, can you? I can play it on guitar though, probably. Hold on. So let me
Wait,
get
you play guitar too?
Yeah, hang on.
Oh, you must be killed.
You gotta go.
You must be killed.
You must be destroyed.
Like assassinated.
Oh, give me some.
Well, you can't tell by the way I walk.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my tongue. I'm a woman, man. No time to talk.
No human male I know can sing that song properly.
No, I can't sing that properly.
It's okay. You can look the other way.
Weekend comes.
Nice try.
Stay alive. I used to love the Bee Gees.
I could tell.
No, they're good. They're good.
Everybody throw your lighters up in the air.
That was good.
Yeah.
Somebody has to say.
Can you play Zeppelin?
Somebody says Ethan plays well for using his toes. I can barely play guitar. You want to see my guitar? Okay, hang on a second.
Yeah, I want to see you play.
My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want to play with my ding-a-ling. That was a great song. Chuck Berry, man. Love it.
Barry was a weirdo.
Yeah.
Who put cameras in toilets? He did. You know he did that.
Yeah, because he wanted to see.
He was the pre-Cosby.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's depressing.
That's crazy though. He's only got 10 years. I was like, oh man, that's life sentence almost.
Yeah.
Like he already's got like a cataract on one of his eyes. I saw it. I was like, oh wow.
It's way out of tune.
Is that Jimi Hendrix?
There's my buddy. Hey,
Don
John.
Allen's here.
Malin Militia.
Yeah, put a little distortion on that, Ethan. It's going to sound great, just like Jimmy did. Cover that up.
Because Jimmy couldn't play, right?
Standing next to a mountain.
He's pretty sloppy.
He's pretty sloppy.
We could have tightened it up a little bit.
I mean, I've become a big fan, but this is making it all go away.
Cause I'm a voodoo child. I used to love that when Hulk Hogan would come in the Voodoo Child on the WCW Monday Nitro. I used to love that.
I'm going to tell you something right now, brother.
Let me tell you something, brother.
There is shirt.
That's right, brother.
Yeah,
Take your vitamins, say your prayers.
All the Hulksters out there, little Hulkaroos.
Hulkamaniacs.
Hulkamaniacs.
When he turned, when
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan turned, they like flooded the ring with trash. They was like, I was like, where all the garbage coming from? Everybody
It's in their pockets.
there. I was just like, what you gonna do, brother? And I was like, yeah, Hulk Hogan in the NWO is just incredible. It was like one of my favorite times in wrestling. Before they put all the soy in the wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's have an all women's pay-per-view. I was like, let's not let me not watch that. I'm cool. Play Ric Flair Drip. I need that song, man. I know if you know Ric Flair Drip, I know that'll be awesome.
No, I barely play guitar at all.
What about Jesse's girl? Jesse's girl.
Oh,
Jesse's found himself a girl, and I wanna make her mine. And she stared at me with those eyes. I wish that I had Jesse's girl.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
Where can I find a woman like that?
I suck.
Come on, that's good.
No, it's not good at all. It's
Jesse
terrible.
is a friend. I know he's a good friend of mine. Maybe something's changed that it's hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl and I want to make her mine.
Stared at me with those eyes.
And she's loving him with that body. I just know it.
oh man.
All right, I'm out.
That song gets me.
No.
Too close to home, Cecil. Too close to home.
Cecil's girl.
But I wish that I had Cecil's girl. Where can I find a woman like that? I fell in love with.
Press F if you want to shoot yourself.
When you are asleep, that's when I creep and I lick all the butter in your fridge.
All the cheddar.
You are not.
Everyone's saying F.
All the butter in your fridge.
The butter in your fridge.
Terrible.
The butter. Can we get the Cheers theme song? Making your way in the world today.
It takes everything.
I love that song.
For Norm, you got to do it for Norm.
Help a lot.
Oh my
Can you
god, I got a whole
the
thing of
normal
wine
one?
upstairs that I need to get into.
Can you play Back Brutus on Indiegogo?
No. No, that
Sometimes
sucks.
you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Hey, Mindy, how you doing?
And they're always glad
you
you came.
You gotta be
Where people go, the troubles are all the same. You wanna go where
Everybody knows your name. Artist Pro Secrets.
Comic Artist Pro Secrets.
Comic Artist Pros sing together. Destroy the
Comic artist,
subscriber
please
limit.
stop.
I'm not deleting the stream. You guys said never delete any live streams.
Minty
we need
Weavers
this one,
joining
man.
us.
Yeah, we won't be deleting this.
This is a good one.
Do you know how weird it is to pop on at like midnight and hear you guys all singing on the guitar?
Wow. Now I need to
Who here can play? Who here can play guitar for real? Is there anyone that plays guitar?
I like music. Guitar's cool.
If I could play guitar, you think I'd be making comics? Are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
That would be a
I'd
rock star.
rock star. Are you kidding? I would run a Coliseum, 6'8", giant hammer. Oh, that's
Do
a
you know any
dream.
Jagged Edge? Do you know any Jagged Edge? Like
What's Jagged Edge?
Oh, the R&B group. I was hoping you were like, I was
I'm not
hoping you would
Jagged
know. They had that "Walked Right Out of Heaven." I love that song.
Jagged Edge.
Down the lonely highway, asking God to please forgive me.
What about some YouTube?
YouTube, love it.
Oh,
Oh
man.
God.
I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
It's down the corner.
That's me in the corner.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. Light, I'm losing my
religion.
I love that one. Oh my. Okay.
Jimi Hendrix did have a tremendous singing voice.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
I was just
What's on the other side? Rainbows are visions only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide.
Rainbow fruit.
And so we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Damn, Bryce, you make me want to cry.
Yeah.
You got me crying over there, bro. That's not even cool.
I love that song. What are you talking about?
It got me crying. It's beautiful.
Say, do Michael Jackson, I Just Can't Stop Loving You. I love that.
Oh no, Brian. You can't like that song, man.
Oh man, that's a great song. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna pull your Michael Jackson card.
When we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying.
Oh, there's time to lend a hand to life.
Hey, Billy,
Please give love.
We can't go on. The world
somewhere we'll make a change.
I'm with her.
So is this a death spiral?
We're dropping the bottom out of it.
I can't hear you, Malin. But
love is all we need.
I was just comparing this to a death spiral.
we are the ones to make a better day. So let's start giving.
there's a
Choice we're making.
it's true.
A better day.
Oh yeah. When you're down and out, there seems no hope at all.
Yeah.
I'd sing with you guys, but I don't even know what you're singing.
We are the world.
Well, let's realize.
The chat is uniformly complaining. All right, hold on. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. People are very concerned about all this.
As well,
they should. Yeah.
Me here, you there says help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. More appropriate now than ever. Joe Scott says just ordered Detective Dead. Creepy Little Book says I can tell you about the Jersey Devil. Joe Scott says just pledged to Lone Star. Is Cyberfrog closed? It is. I'm sorry, Joe. Thank you though. Benedict Yates says when was the last time you saw a full moon? That was when Robbie Rodriguez sent me some photographs. Logan Cook says I would die if I could meet you at New York Comic Con. Got a portfolio review. Talk COMICSGATE. We'd be styling all over that joint.
No,
Logan,
Ethan would die if he met you at New York Comic Con.
Oh my God. Z Ryan, I'm going to take everything as a threat now. Z Ryan, Nasser, I just found your book on my front step.
Awesome.
Chicken Sit says proof none of Ethan's enemies have met him. They live not well, but they do live back black and white. Gojirify,
Thank you.
Sexual Healing. I'm not playing Sexual Heat. Oh my God.
Ooh,
awful.
I like that song.
Siren Jag says it would bring me so much joy if Cecil could do a dramatic reading of Nichelle Nichols' speech from the movie Truck Turner from IMDb. Cecil left. He gave up on us, and
He goes, I'm out.
he left. JP4 says Colonel Comics stage a coup on the war campaign. Okay. Gojirif, I don't know what anyone's. You know what? I go through life not knowing what most people are talking about. You realize that, Doug?
Yeah. Oh, I know exactly how you feel because I know even less than what you know.
I don't know what anyone's talking about. I just have to go kind of, yeah, well, you know, I don't know.
But they keep you informed by telling you about it. That's what I mean. Is like having all these subscribers help keep you up to date, because you can't track every last second. Like I don't know anything about Kavanaugh, and then I go on Twitter and all my conservative friends give me the play-by-play. 15 minutes, I'm caught up.
Yeah, well, I don't know that I want to know. I'm busy. I'm busy thinking about frogs, and you know, me and Antonio starting a group together.
Post yourself. Gotta do it, man.
Yeah. Oshin says, Antonio, you just woke my sleeping baby. Shh. Z Ryan, Stardust is now the first on my CG spinner rack.
Sweet.
That's nice. Wonder Girl 60s says $5 Hard to Be Humble by Mac Davis. I don't know how to play that song. I don't even know that song. How does that song go? Oshin says, guys, please stop. Babies are screaming now in agony. His baby is screaming in agony. He said, yeah, his baby is screaming in pain now because of us. Gark777, play Piano Man. And by Piano Man, I mean stop playing guitar and play the Piano Man. Let me see if you can play Piano Man.
Rockin' Man.
On a Saturday. In the mood for a man. And you got us feeling
alright. 9 o'clock on a Saturday, the regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really
That's the worst.
how it
Yeah.
goes.
Can you do New York State of Mind?
Babies are screaming and dogs are howling. Everyone's pleading to just please stop. Please. Logan Cook, also kissing ass. We need a music night. Yeah, we do need a music night. Ultra 24 for $9.99 says, I play guitar very well. Let's jam, Uncle Ethan. Hey, anytime. I play guitar terribly, but I got a new guitar for Christmas, so every now and then I break it out and try to play it. Gojirify, Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper.
When you're lost, you can look and
you will find me time after time.
People got pissed at me for reenacting that music video.
I will be waiting.
Time after time.
There you go. Look at little Mindy.
That was good. That was good.
My picture fades and darkness has turned to gray. Watching through windows, wondering if I'm okay. I love that song.
Let's do it, Doug.
When I was in the choir, we learned to sing, just say watermelon over and over again to
watermelon.
Don't just say it. You have to just mouth think it.
Don't just stand there. Let's get to it. Strike a pose. There's nothing
to it.
Come on.
Oh my goodness.
The audience has gone firmly under 1,000 viewers now.
Yeah, we had 1,300 and change, but you know, as soon as we started singing, people started to leave. Now, I'm not drawing any correlation. I'm not connecting any dots.
Correlation is not causation.
But yeah, like it does seem like peculiar.
Box office poison.
I wouldn't say box. Would you say box office poison?
I'd say rat poison.
Yeah.
Ethan, you can come on my show and sing the whole time. I want a concert from you. It would be wonderful. I'd love it.
I'm not sure that that's what I want to do or what anyone else wants me to do, but I will think about it.
I'm just saying, if they're dropping out of your show, go to my show, and it'll be huge. Huge.
It could be fun. You know, I went to people got really mad at me because that one song, Time After Time. I decided I was going to go and reenact that video, the music video. People got pissed at me for it. I don't even know why.
Hey, ABS.
What?
You're not believe me. I guess I was thinking somebody did a refund on my campaign.
Are you serious? Just because of that?
Oh no, we got to get them back in then. If you're a true believer in music, then
I would barely call any of that singing.
Oh.
if you like the music, then cough into Critias's campaign.
Yeah.
If you didn't like
John
the
Hader.
if you didn't like the music, go back Graveyard Shift.
Go back Brutus if you
Oh,
hated the music.
that's fair. That's fair. If you don't like it, go into Graveyard Shift. If you do like
No.
it, go
If you
into
don't
Critic.
like it, go to Brutus.
Black and red is almost at 1,000%.
Nice.
Congratulations, that's
I'm so
awesome.
stoked.
Okay,
Everyone's
so Brutus
pissed.
and Black and
Everyone's pissed. By the way, 973 people now. 25 people, more people just left. Cindy Lauper. Okay, so Brett says, check out my Cecil Monero pose. Cecil tweeted it out, and now I'm drawing him in the Amazing Fantasy 1 pose. Oh, no. Christian Parker says, Love and Happiness by the legendary Al Green. Donuts once said, where's Cecil? How do I always miss him? He left. GOP Gamer said, I love you guys, but please stop singing. Please, God. All right, we will. We're going to stop. We're going to stop, everyone. Please. Harry Bergeron says, record an instrumental Butter song, please, so I can do a recording as Homer Simpson. I hear you. I hear you. Gojirify says, the Lady in Red, please. You want
yeah.
Lady in Red.
Oh, lady.
No, people already said
Cecil in red.
there
Dancing.
are people who are hating on players in here. Just
Cheek
like John
to
Mellon
cheek.
said.
I never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight.
Oh, now I want to play it.
Never seen you shining so bright.
I want Bryce on the show to sing. I want Ethan on to play piano, and I'll just draw for hours.
Never seen so many men ask you if you wanted to dance.
That's the Mike S. Miller
A
song.
little romance.
That was good. That was good.
Oh, man.
Did everyone have that playing at their wedding?
Lady in red.
There was a lot of Keith Sweat playing at my brother's wedding.
A lot of people are downvoting the video tonight. Well, I mean, you know.
Brutal.
They're
Yeah.
saying total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah, that too.
That thing's epic.
Just figure this video is a burner, Ethan. This one, they're going to downvote it, so it's already crashed into the ground.
All
So
right,
this
all
one
right.
will be the music video, and you never bring up music again.
Well
This is
hung
a
in
test.
dong, 2 pounds, says fell off the toilet and woke up. What's happening? Your guess is as good as mine. Should we sing Lady in Red for Mike S. Miller? I mean, is that rude?
I would love that. That would make me feel
Somebody just said they'll back Black and White if I start singing, so let's do Lady in Red right now.
Really?
Is dancing with me.
All right.
Lady in Red.
We should do aha.
Take
People
on
are
me.
wondering if Vox Day is live streaming right now. Anything but us.
Yeah, but he's singing too, and we're better.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is this generation's MTV right here.
Kinda. I mean, you know, we'll play whatever you want.
It's
You
the
know.
greatest hits show.
I've never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight.
Right.
Like Grease.
Never seen you shine so bright. Wait,
Right.
I have to get the chords here.
We want Grease.
Never see so many men ask you if you wanted to dance.
That line kills me.
For a little romance. You have the chance.
Oh no.
I've never seen that dress you're wearing.
Mike's got to be in there.
See the hair that catch your eye. I have been blind. Lady in red.
Is
Dancing with me.
Cheek to cheek.
Nobody
here.
just you
And me.
Where I wanna be. But
I
I
hardly know.
Oh, you.
No.
This is by my side. I never will forget the way
Way
Look
tonight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Artie Bear is dancing with me.
I just got that.
All right.
Do you know Atlantic
Grease.
Star?
Bogus Fortune says, keep your singing where it belongs, in the shower. Well, Doug doesn't shower, so what is he going to
I
sing?
know, this is the only time I get an opportunity.
Yeah, of course. Good Dog Press says, Ethan, hope you had a good laugh at Cyberfrog and a Trebuchet cheesecake pinup art I sent you. Ooh, I like that. That was good stuff. I did like that. Opaque, guys, please back Black and White by Art to Bear.
Thank you.
That's nice of somebody.
I sang my butt off for you guys. And Ethan, thank you for the accompaniment.
Hey, and Black and Red while you're at it. Black and White.
Yes.
Black and Red.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Mindy is holding her ears in pain right now.
Red and brown.
She is in agony.
Actually, I really love to sing. I used to be part of a choir and everything, but I don't really know the songs you're singing very well. That makes me feel stupid.
That's because they were written before your parents were born.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. Gojirify says, thank you all. I'm shedding Mike tears now. Yeah.
Someone says sing the Meow Mix song. Meow, 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 meow.
Mindy knows that one.
Please.
I've never seen so many exclamation points behind the word stop in all caps before.
What the hell's wrong with you people? Stop.
Box office poison.
Jason Lee says, sing Take On Me. Actually, he says you don't know Take On Me. I know Take On Me. Razdog says, stop making requests.
Bowie, let's dance. Let's dance.
Lose control to make time.
Take these protein pills and put your helmet on.
That's pretty good.
This is lose control to Major Tom. Don't know why.
Rick Rollins.
Floating in a most peculiar way.
Shannon McDaniel says, do Take On Me. Alex G says, here come that boy.
Take my breath away.
Oh, yeah.
Please stop. Mama Giganti says, what the hell is wrong with you? And alternates question marks and exclamation points.
I second that.
P-Max says, this is the worst. And we've lost 9 more subscribers.
We have a celebrity in the chat room. People, we have my lovely, lovely co-host, Miss Sashi, in here. The co-host of Sexy Party.
Oh, yay.
She was in the chat. Love the Sashi.
She was on my show. She's fantastic. She's one of my highest rated shows this week.
Oh, yeah.
3,000
ratings.
Gold.
Hulk Smash
unmasked herself on my show.
That's not good. That's not good. Gojirify says, play Journeys faithfully. No, I don't think so.
Antonio, what's your favorite all-time song? Because you got like this whole song book. What's the greatest song?
My sister used to have all these records. I mean, when they actually used to make records, she used to have everything. And she listened to Barbara Streisand. She listened to like the Bee Gees.
She's got to be my age because your song choice is a little bit older than you.
58. Yeah, she's 58. So.
I'm 52.
Yeah, my sister's 58. So. Yeah, but she would play all that stuff, and so I would just listen to all this music. I'd hear like Elvis. I'd hear
Elton John.
No, it says Antonio likes the white women. I have dated a few white women. That is, well, more than a few. What am I saying? I was like, but yes, I do. I enjoy snow bunnies. The snow bunnies. Snow bunny love.
Scott Bruckner says, y'all some fucking haters. And I think he's saying that to the chat, not to us. Jason Lee says, Ethan, you need to do a request night. I thought that's what this was. David DeBergerac says, garbage stream. Everyone is dying.
Quick, Ethan, bring up some Star Wars. Quick.
People are pissed at this. I mean, they're really upset. So what else should we say? Geek Chorus says, play Solari. I don't know Solari. What is that? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do. Y'all need to sing Ain't Nothing But a G Thing.
Ain't nothing but a G thing,
baby. The fuck. Snoop Doggy.
Ain't nothing but a gangsta party.
Picture perfect. 100% picture. I got my hand on my gun because they got me on the run. Waiting on the outcome. Free Tupac. This all is only mine. But at the same time, they know they're trying to take mine. I don't know.
Antonio, that was good. You should take Antonio on the Kumite. Tonka told me he would like to talk to him. Well, Tonka can bring him on the Kumite then.
Yeah, I'm not hard to find. All he gotta do is send me an invite. And let me know what's up.
Shannon McDaniel says, "Do Sister Christian." Meanwhile, everyone's pissed off. Like everyone is literally so pissed off right now, and
I'm
I
pissed
don't.
off too.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Christian on the radio.
Everybody go.
Motor rev.
Dancing Queen.
No.
Oh my god. No Dancing Queen.
Oh, God.
17.
You can dance. You can jive.
Having the time
Time
of your
of our
life.
Some people, yeah. So you know.
There you go.
Take it, Mindy. Take it.
Take it. That's a horrible song to take it. That's just like a screaming, whining song. I don't know if I could do that.
Friday night
Beautiful
and the
song.
lights
How
are
dare you?
low.
Friday nights and the lights are low.
Friday nights and the lights are low.
There you go. Sing it to me, girl. I love it. Can you do a Peter Gabriel Red Rain? Red rain is calling down. Red rain.
Big time.
I'm on my way. I'm making it big time.
Big,
In my bank account.
Oh, it's so good.
Hey, Nasser.
What is Nasser doing?
Running his mouth.
Being a
Oh, he just fell down.
We just lost 20 more people.
That was Nasser's fault. That was the sound he was making. Nasser.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nasser.
They're trying to listen to the music. They were hearing Mindy sing, and then
Why don't you come to your
Nasser.
senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. You're a hard one, but I know that you got your reasons. These things that are pleasing me. Wait, these things that are pleasing can hurt you somehow.
Hi everyone.
Ain't it white?
Stick to the art.
Your best bet.
Do you guys remember Billy Vera and the Beaters?
Yeah.
You remember that song they did for
Family Ties?
Family Ties. Oh, that was a good song.
What would you do, baby, without us?
I would give this moment when you're standing before me with tears in your eyes. Try to tell me that you found you another.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can play that.
What did you think? I could live at this moment.
When I'm faced with the knowledge that you just don't love me.
Stand before me with tears in your eyes, trying to tell me that you found you another.
What do you think?
I would say at this moment, go ahead, I'm playing for you.
When I'm faced with the knowledge that you just don't love me. I go down on
Oh yeah.
it's the ground that you walk
Can I kick
on.
Nasser?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I'm kicking
Sounds
him.
like a fax machine.
If that
God.
sound effects, I swear you got to kick him. That's disrespect for your elder.
Finally get somebody that's able to sing and everyone talks all over him.
I know. And Nasser plays a disrespectful sound. I don't like it, and I'm trying to figure out this song so I can faithfully back up, the great Canaan White. And
Canaan White's got pipes, man.
Wait, wasn't that Elliot?
That was
That was
Elliot.
Elliot.
That was Elliot.
That was Elliot singing that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What in the world?
Damn, dude.
Got a
Kid,
double threat.
why are you drawing?
Canaan, what?
That's past my my age. I'm 90s, man. I'm 90s R&B. So
Okay,
anything
Elliot,
in that area, I
Elliot,
got
come on, you got to finish that thing. I'm almost crying.
Oh,
I'm almost full Mike Miller.
Why? Nasser's back. I'm booting him again.
No, what did I do?
Nasser, you can't do that. You can't come when I boot you. You can't come back with your second account. Now you're booted again, permanently for the night. That's how we.
Daddy got his belt.
All right, so it's the 90s now.
Let's go back.
Won't you just stay?
Oh man, don't kill the song, man.
Oh,
If you got the brother.
What song are you singing?
That was Stay from Jodeci.
I've been watching you for so very long. Yeah. Trying to give another love to be so strong. I really want to meet you, but I'm kind of scared. So you're the kind of lady with so much class. I get my thoughts together the very next day. When I meet you, lady, I forget what to say. Your eyes and hair, such a beautiful tone. The way you might be walking, everything turns me on.
It's amazing.
Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me.
Yeah, man.
Come and talk to me. Wanna meet you.
What song? What
Can I talk to you?
Or of course, Boys the Men. That's always good.
End of the road.
Yeah, man. So that's my music roots, man. Or I mean, I'm kind of a mix, man. I'm old school too. I love Sam Cooke, stuff like that. So
Don't know much biology.
oh yeah.
Now we've lost 100 people. 100 people.
Oh my gosh.
100 viewers have left. They've abandoned the stream.
Don't
I don't know
know
why.
much
It's actually getting good.
biology.
The minute I said that, 3 more people left.
About the science book.
Wow, a lot of people sending super chats though. The Django Manco says, "Play My Endless Love." I got drunk and played that. Shannon McDaniel says, "Do Sister Christian." Chaotic Neutral Gaming says, "I fucking love you all. You guys are dope." Oh, I thought that was going to end with an insult.
I was waiting for the hammer. I was like,
You forgot the S.
Dopes. Matisava says, "Play Little Richard, Long Tall Sally."
Treat you right. Everything up the job, baby. Yeah, baby.
Oh.
Don't have me some fun tonight.
This says, "Paying for Ikari EVS Easy Lover, Mute Nasser." Well, we booked that.
She's an easy lover. She's an easy lover, but you won't feel it.
She's like love.
Oh, you know,
There's only 2 people in here that can actually sing this.
Z Ryan says, "At least I have Stardust, back Brutus."
I thought John Hader was my friend. I'm starting to see he is not my friend now. That is,
I know. John is a hater. You're starting to realize that John Malin is a hater.
Club member since '96.
John Malin needs to remember last night when I was pulling for him and got him into 3rd place.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you politician big time.
That's right.
What
It
about
was rigged.
What about that song from Miami Vice? What was that one? The Phil Collins song.
I don't know all the words.
I've been waiting for this.
You were drowning.
By the way, somebody points out that the best part of this is that Joe Quesada's job is to watch this entire stream as part of his confiscation. So eat it.
Those Nazis were
Suck
singing.
it.
By the way, let's keep doing this, and then let's all let's do it for another hour, and then we can say all this racist stuff. You know,
Just clearing the air.
Hey, Kanan.
Racism.
Yes, sir.
Can you do the last night? AZ?
Easy. Oh, last night. Oh shoot, I know what you're talking about. Oh man, see, I don't know all the words in that one, but I can do the other one they did.
What was the
Death
one
Filter says, "Do you guys know the Fraggle Rock theme?" No.
Then
she gets away.
Worries for another day. Let me play down Fraggle Rock.
John Dillard Gaming the stream says, "I keep checking back, and y'all still singing. You need to warn us if the whole stream is going to be garbage."
Ouch.
We've now gone below 900 viewers.
I think we're at 903 from what I can see. Are we below
90210?
Yeah,
I see 895.
895 is what I see now.
It's all your
Coach
over
says-
30. Over 30.
8675309.
Well, let's see if we can get this down to 0.
Let's see if we can get it down to
1, 2,
0.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Yikes! Who sent me $50? Jesus A. Sabalas Jr. says, "Here, kick Nasser, please." Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we did it. We
He's
did it. I
on.
earned that $50, and I kicked him twice.
Fact.
Downshift says, "Kick me, please. I can't look away." Fan Advocacy Network says, "I can't endure the endure like the Ewoks place. I can't endure this. You're gonna tear us apart." Two pop culture jokes in one. Scott the Artist says, "This is the Star Wars holiday special of COMICSGATE Live." Brett says Elliot is drawing the audience, and Mike Angerhauser says, "Do Jodeci."
We did.
Oh, yesterday, 'cause I want it so bad. Make love to me like you never had. John Malin is a hater.
I didn't say anything.
Somebody wants you to sing "No Diggity," but sing "No Dignity." Go. I like the way you work it.
I like the way you work it. No dignity. You gotta bag it up. Like the way you work it. No dignity.
Oh, good Lord. Moving all over town.
Wazaru says this stream is making me consider joining the alt-right. Yeah. This is one of Ethan's favorite things, says Classy to me. This is about the third time he has ended a stream by trying to see how many people he can scare away. That's why Kanan is not allowed to sing. It's true. People are really pissed at us. They're like, EVS, you guys are just entertaining yourselves at this point. Bleh.
George,
I am thoroughly entertained like I
Some
have.
aren't even weird by ourselves.
You can do Back to the Bone.
Somebody says I'm backing Patton Oswalt's book. No,
Wow. That's torture.
Okay.
How about I the Tiger?
Oh yeah.
I the Tiger.
Shannon McDaniel. She's a brick house. She mighty mighty.
Ow.
Ow.
How?
Ow.
She's mighty.
Ow.
What about Hearts on Fire? I was watching Rocky IV the other day. It was like Hearts on Fire.
Hey man, how about in a burning heart?
In a burning heart, it's much too late.
Judith Lee says this is mindless self-indulgence. Somebody is begging Mundane Matt to flag this stream.
Yeah.
Mundane Matt.
Ethan has served his audience so well all this time faithfully without asking so much as anything. And now just indulge the man. Let the man play a little music.
Why can't you just indulge me?
He
Why
just
can't-
Tonight.
Since you mentioned faithfully.
We got to
I'm
know.
forever yours. So go back to the 80s. Faithfully.
Highway run.
Yeah, man.
Give an old man his
The
past.
midnight sun.
Poor old Johnny Ray. Sounded sad upon the radio, moved a million hearts in mono. His mama cried. Sang along, who could blame them? You've grown so clever, so grown, so clever. Ooh, I must say more than ever.
Yeah.
Come on, Eileen. Oh, I swear, this moment, you mean everything.
How can you rip even more soul out of a pure white song, Ethan? It's like you found every molecule of soul in a...
I sing like you know what? Here's my idol. My whole musical idol icon is the guy from Blue's Clues. I think about Steve from Blue's Clues.
Do you see a footprint?
Diana Ross. Diana Ross, I Will Survive.
We can't harmonize with each other because we're like there's a delay. So you know.
That's why.
I was
Uh-huh.
I should have changed that effing lock. I should have made you leave your key.
That was wrong.
You get back to me. Come on now, go. Walk out the door.
Bring it. Oh, that's right.
Social Blade says -3 subs for the day. Congrats. Oh my god.
Box office.
I lost 3 subs today.
We're hemorrhaging.
Who needs our enemies? We're doing it to ourselves.
No. How's this happen to me?
We're the Democrat Party on election night.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Eileen.
Oh, Eileen, Ryan, come on.
I'm putting my suspenders on right now.
Yeah. Yeah, get your big wave hair.
Yo, they're not kidding. For real. -3 -3 view. I've never been down before. -3 subscribers over this. That is terrible.
They never really loved you, Ethan.
I've never had a red mark like that before.
I'm glad I could be here for this monumental night.
Oh my god, it's all going downhill right
This
now.
stream will be legend, Ethan. All you have to do is hide it for a couple of days. Just say, I'm not putting it up. And then when they ask for it, it'll be like, boom, 100K.
Even Mindy left. Look, Mindy left.
No, she's there. She's got a
she's
little
there,
logo down there. Yeah.
Oh, there she is. I
She
see.
hid.
Yeah.
It's those ghosty guys there.
They were never real fans. Let me update it to see how many more subscribers I lost.
Baby, I've got something to tell you.
I was waiting for you to come with that. Something I knew it was coming.
I'll climb any mountain. Ooh.
I'll do anything.
Do the thing that lovers do.
Right. You're fantastic, man. You take me back to the late 70s. Just you got to do Still the One. Can you do Still the One?
You talking about Shania Twain version?
Still the one that makes me cry. Remember that one? Still, it used to be like ABC's theme song. We're still
the one.
Time machine. Time machine. This is Somewhere in Time. I rubbed the magic penny in Somewhere in Time, and I went back to the late 70s. I'm just there.
It's so shocking.
James Brown, It's a Man's World. I love that song.
Do Silk the Shocker. It
Oh,
ain't.
you know why it says -3 subscribers? Because it's been 46 minutes in the day. I was like, did I spend an entire? No, we're 46 minutes into the day.
6 minutes. 6 minutes.
There's room to improve. There's room to improve.
What's a day?
6 minutes to get fresh around.
Yeah, maybe I can do better than this.
He's coming down here. That's why I was like, he's just down here.
I don't have anything to eat upstairs either. I have no pies.
Hey, Elliot, what about this, man? Do you remember this? Dave the dope fiend shooting up dope. Who doesn't know the meaning of walking on soap?
Once upon a time, not
Not
long
long
ago.
Oh yeah.
Rat-a-tat-tat, and then all the cats scattered.
Oh, that is old school.
Oh man, I love that.
So
Yes, Slick with the ruler, baby. Yes.
Yes.
One day when I was chilling in Kentucky Fried Chicken, just minding my own business, eating food and finger licking.
Healing.
This dude walked in, looked kind of strange and funny. Went up to the front of the menu and how's it go? How did the rest of it go? So he gave a quarter and his order, large fries, Big Mac. You be doing. That song was cool when I was in the 6th grade. Man.
Yeah, man, I love that old rap, man. A lot of people be cracking on it now, but I love that's that old rap, man. I love that. You know, they're like Fat Boys, LL Cool J. Yeah,
everyone's saying no. This needs to stop now.
It's a travesty.
LL Cool J, I need love.
Stop singing. Stop. All right, let's immediately turn into. Let's see. Let me get an article up and let's get serious now.
Home away from home and the black
Heavy D.
Just say you love phone. I love Heavy D. Rest in peace, by the way.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, he was only like 40 something too. He died.
Heart attack, I think.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever listen to Jurassic 5? They're my favorite.
Oh wow, you just went back.
Yeah, those are my guys.
These are your people.
Yeah.
People.
Homo on the hurt your feelings. Name Brad Taka's pretty ass earrings.
Oh my god.
Where are all your women? I ain't seen you with one. Only bitch that ever loved you gotta call you her son. That's my favorite.
That was almost like Earthworm Jim talking. Hey,
when I'm alone in the room, sometimes I stare at the wall.
I hear my conscience call.
Yeah, got deep on us, man. I was like,
that was the most ridiculous thing I ever heard in my life when it turned to rap ballads. I was like, what the
that was the prequel to what you see now, man. I mean,
now I listen to country music. Now all country music's rap.
Yes, true.
Tennessee, now they're all hip hopping.
It's innovation. Hey, what do you guys think about this so far? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
You really want to know?
Yeah, I really do.
You really want to hurt me?
That's Boy George.
Do you really? And I was like, yes, I do.
Make me cry.
Let's start singing some Diamond Girl, some freestyle.
Oh, ooh, oh, Diamond Girl.
Hush, hush.
I like that song.
Yeah.
Diamond Girl.
MEGHOVLFLOVE.
It's
love.
That's all notes.
Robbing us of what you and seek out every
She's a man eater.
Damn, are you guys following the who plays video games here?
I do.
What's up with Telltale Games?
I was actually sad to see, I was like, I thought they were making a lot of money. So
hey, the Bigfoot Bill game is being programmed by a Telltale Games program. One of my best friends got fired from there.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is weird. And hold on a second. I do want to read this because everyone's upset about it. These companies go out of business all the time. And that's no big deal, but Telltale seems to be striking people the wrong way. Former Telltale Games employee files class action complaint. Why would they do that? Telltale Games may be going out of business, but the company's problems continue. An ex-employee has filed a class action complaint in California federal court. The lawsuit claims that the company violated the state's WARN Act.
Yeah.
It's WARN.
60-day warning to can your employees.
By failing to provide 275 laid-off employees with the legally required 60 days notice. The complaint was asking for a judgment in court, compelling Telltale to pay. Wow, what was going on that they couldn't do that? It happened suddenly, huh?
Yeah, it was like internal. There's all kinds of scumbaggery going on with like a partner left and like backsued them, and they lost all their money, and they were overextended across multiple titles. But these guys, they make huge games, like great games. They did the Sam & Max game. They
No
did.
kidding.
Yeah. They were
Walking Dead, Batman.
Yeah. They're great company. Great. I know a ton of the employees because that's back when I worked in games. So this friend of mine, he's going to program the Bigfoot Bill game because he got canned from Telltale Games. He was one of the programmers on Earthworm Jim and one of the artists on Neverhood.
Hey, if anybody from Telltale Games wants to come over and do a Cyberfrog game, I'd be interested in that. We've already got some people working on one, but for real,
we've got about 100 people available now.
Oh God, the complaint is asking for a judgment in court, compelling Telltale to pay any wages, salaries, 401k contributions, and any other money that the 200 plus workers would have normally earned during the 60-day time period, reports Kotaku. You can trust Kotaku. This motion comes in the wake of a staff-wide meeting where Telltale announced not only the mass layoffs, but also that there would be no severance paid out to its workers. Whoa.
That's crazy.
They showed up at work and they walked them out the door. They said, "You guys are closing shop."
It sounds mob related. It sounds crazy, dude.
And this is in like the part of Silicon Valley where my friend is paying like for a little 1-bedroom like $5,500 a month.
Jeez,
it is insanely expensive for all these people just to get whacked like that.
This is like Enron. It's even more complicated for contract workers who weren't employed full-time, as they won't have the option to collect unemployment. It's unclear at this time how many former employees will join in the lawsuit and whether it will be successful. It has to be. Plaintiffs and ex-employees are remaining anonymous as they look for work elsewhere in the gaming industry. Now, I understand the gaming industry is pretty effing big. Is it possible that these guys are going to be able to kind of get absorbed?
Every one of them. Every one of them. I mean, there's such a sucking sound for their level of quality. It'll be hard to place them all because as soon as you throw that many people out, it'll drive costs down. But in the Bay Area, they've got so many video game companies there. Or if these guys are willing to relocate, Insomniac will pick them up, Sony will pick them up, EA will pick them up. There's so many companies, and they can't find these kinds of people.
Yeah.
So,
this is incredible.
And I don't get why they're asking for 2 months' wages. It's like, go get another job. But in California, they'll win that suit. I mean, California will make them pay, but this company is so far under, they'll never come up with 2 dimes.
They don't have any money. They don't have the money obviously they don't have the money.
No, they skipped.
Jeez.
I can't tell you how many people came from California moving into Arizona, though, because California is just tanking.
Yeah.
The WARN Act includes several exceptions, including certain instances in which a company is seeking to acquire new business or capital that would allow it to keep running normally. The exception is meant to acknowledge that notifying employees of a potential shutdown could jeopardize those deals. Telltale is being sued in this case for violating state and federal WARN regulations. So obviously they are going to win. But the question is, what will they win? What will they get? I guess there is no money. They're probably so far in debt. This is worrisome. I mean, this is, I'm telling you, I feel in my heart, I feel in my gut that, there are a couple of comic book companies that are on the verge of this as well. I think it's going to be any day now.
Yeah, you need to buy them, Ethan.
Yeah, I'm not buying them. Why would I? I don't want it.
I think they should band together and just start an indie company. They'd probably land a game right away because companies can't find teams like that to do their games. There's billion-dollar companies that need a team. They ought to just have them just set up something independent. Get out of San Francisco. You'll cut your overhead in half. In fact, you'll cut it you'll go down to 1/3 of what you paid before.
Yeah, just go through the social media. Make sure you leave out the SJWs because they're there.
There are, but that's gaming too. And in the Bay Area, look, 90% of the employees are SJWs. I still feel bad for them, but yeah, I mean, you can't put together a company in video games without having a ton of them be SJWs.
This is very, very sad. I feel like, I feel like one of the big comic book, independent companies is going to go down. I think you guys, I don't want to say it aloud. I think you know which one I'm referring to.
Yeah.
And it's going to cause similar problems. But this is amazing. Is this a get woke, go broke situation? When are people going to wake up? and stop it. People walk away from social justice oriented entertainment companies. They don't want it.
Right.
Does it rhyme with IDW?
But anyway, I mean, that's, that is the problem. And also, isn't it interesting that that kind of thing goes with this kind of lawlessness and corruption, that you would actually lay off your employees without giving them 60 days notice? Are you telling me 2 months ago they didn't see this coming? What did they think was happening? You've got 250 employees, 275 employees that are depending on you, and you couldn't get your act together enough to let them know that they need to find a new job in 60 days. Shame on this company. And it is sad because the Walking Dead game was really, really cool. I find this to be despicable. Shameful behavior. What do you think, John Malin?
I think that art on that picture sucks.
And with that, we cut to the t-shirt ad. Thank you,
John. Brutal John.
Thanks. Remember having a job.
Well, I'm not a gamer, but if I went by the art on that picture, I'd say they're not giving it their all.
Before I went freelance, man, I actually had a job where we walked in and they didn't tell us that we had shut down until we started trying to use the phones, and kept going to the answer system, and we were like, what's going on? They're like, oh yeah, by the way, we closed. We were like, what? So yeah, I've been there.
John Malin is a hater, but he is right about this. The jacket here, what is this? Is this coming out of her skin?
It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Don't judge that picture, man. That's just some knockoff.
Well, look at the lines in her hands. I mean,
it doesn't make any sense.
Like
that is weird. Yeah, what is this?
Well, if you play
that's why you lost your job.
Ethan, I was
a
there.
lot of mobile.
I was there when CrossGen closed their doors. It was a bunch of us there for like a tour, and we were in the conference room, and they said, "Yeah, just hang out here. We're gonna have a real quick meeting we need to take, and we'll come back to you guys."
Company announcement. And you're thinking to yourself, like, is this going to be a bonus?
No, we were just visiting. Oh,
okay.
And we were on a tour. It was great. They had like Frank Frazetta paintings on the wall and everything. It was so cool.
Who took them?
I don't know. But all of a sudden, everybody started walking out, and I said, "Guys, can you just hang outside for a minute?" Sure. And chirp, chirp. Oh my gosh, they were mad as hell. Oof, it was ugly.
Crazy.
Good times.
Are you guys seeing this?
Yeah, that art looks good.
This is Clayman. I like his name.
Yeah, I like Clayman.
He's a good artist too.
He's a really good artist. I like the scritchy, scratchy stuff in here. A really good drawing. John Malin, you approve of this?
Absolutely, looks great.
All right, hold on a second. Let's go back a page here. Take a look at this. By the way, we're on CBR, which is garbage tier. I hate CBR. Comic Book Resources has become a piece of human just filth. It's excrement. There are no more good comic book websites. There just aren't any. They're all terrible. They're all terribly biased. They're all shilling for big companies. The CBR actually employs Kieran Shiak, which is, in and of itself, a condemnation, an eternal condemnation of everything that they produce. So every superhero who dies in Heroes in Crisis 1. Oh, this sounds like fun. This sounds like a good time. I don't know how many more times we're going to have to get covers of superheroes standing around looking down at the ground, sadly. I don't know what's going on.
I would buy that comic.
Hey kids, it's all the funeral. Come on in.
Yeah, how many more grave sites are we going to have to be looking into? How much more misery has to go on the front cover of comics?
Exactly. How would you do that, though, Ethan? How would you do that if you were doing it?
I would do exactly what they told me to. This is a great drawing of a terribly depressing cover. Now, I don't know why people. This is the thing. Like you're intrigued by this. You're intrigued by this in a bad way. Hey, do you want to see a picture of a kid that got hit by a train? No, but yes, but no, but yes, but no. That's what this is. And then you see it and you go, your curiosity is, sated, but at the same time, you feel sad. This makes me sad. And then I look down here, warning, the following article contains spoilers for Heroes in Crisis #1 by Tom King, Clayman. We love the Clayman. Mark Brooks, J.G. Jones, and Francesco Mattina on sale now. Oh. How could something so right go so very wrong? I don't know. We're asking that question. That's what COMICSGATE is all about. None of us know how something so right could go so very wrong. We wonder about that as we put out our own comic books. We're putting out our own comic books because comic books should be easy to sell. And they're not easy to sell. You have to do some really weird clickbaity stuff, apparently, in order to get a comic book to sell over 100,000 copies in this day and age. This is sad. This is sad. John Malin, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think the colors are a little muddy.
No, how do you feel about what I'm saying? All you want to do is make fun of the artists, but I'm saying make fun of the comic book industry. Why? You know, why? Why do you have to do terrible things in order to get people to view it? You know, in the old days, meaning 10 years ago, Superman would be punching a dinosaur across the face, and that's the cover. Now Superman, all of these, they all have erectile dysfunction, and they all feel bad about their penises, except for Batman.
That's the alt-right.
Batman is the only one who doesn't feel bad about his penis, but he should.
He looks like he's smiling there. Look at Batman. He's kind of smiling. That's a smirk.
Yeah, it is.
He's happy. He's happy right there.
These images are so normal now. If the only way they can really make a difference is if they were all happy.
Oh, I know. What if they were smiling? No. All right, let's have a look at this. Death pornography. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman pooled their resources to create the superhero crisis center known as the Sanctuary. It was a place where heroes could come and deal with the pain and torment of violent lives they lead. Violent.
Oh, brother, come on!
It was meant to make
the dumbest.
It was meant to make them better. Heroes in Crisis 1 is about how that idea goes wrong. In the very first issue of this 9-issue series, readers can see how bad things can get. Well, listen.
Oh, man.
Can I just say, COMICSGATE, we know how bad it can get. They don't need to see it get worse. It already is bad. I don't know why these people wanted to press the readership anymore.
Yeah, it wasn't that kind of a stance that Cook was taking, that they needed to lighten up the material that was going on.
Yeah, well, that's what Rebirth was. That's what Rebirth was. I when we were doing Rebirth, I said something in an interview. I was just like, hey, these superheroes need to smile again. Do you remember? Do you remember the 1970s? All those great pieces of artwork by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Like, that's the spirit of DC Comics. I don't know what this is. I don't get it. Someone attacked the facility. There are multiple homicides. Key witnesses are in the wind, and the surviving heroes have no idea who did this or how it could even happen. The events of the first issue kick off an investigation into who was responsible for this travesty. But first, it's only right to take a moment to acknowledge those that were lost. So this is just in the first issue.
Another episode of Law and Order.
Who are these characters?
I like how they got that butt out of the frame.
Yeah.
Super
well, you
butt.
would have liked that. You would have liked to have seen the ass of the corpse. Yes, I don't know that was necessary.
Is that Savage Dragon?
No, that's he's part of I think he's part of the Titans.
It was a joke.
Is his leg broken upside down, or is that another character? Is this foot here?
Threesome.
Yeah, that's another character. Some kid that can control fire, I think. I actually read the first issue, man. It's interesting. It's kind of like, reminds me of Identity Crisis, but a little different.
JW, thanks for $20. Please reach out to Big City Comics, aka Jeff Kaufman. His indie skill is amazing. He isn't completely all on board, but he hates those SJWs. Well, it's important to hate those SJWs. That's all. Yeah, we knew that there. All right. Lagoon Boy. This is Lagoon Boy. We all love Lagoon Boy. He was from Young Justice, I believe. He's a Peter David creation, if I'm not incorrect. He might be incorrect.
He was.
Young Justice. All right, here's Steel, former Justice Leaguer, died back in the 80s. Brought him back just to murder him again. And who's this woman? Hotspot? Her name is Hotspot. All right. These are all tragic losses. I don't know how we'll sleep. Now, this is crazy right here. This is Wally West.
I think you roll them around in flour or something.
Yeah, that kind of threw me off. Wally being in there, I was just kind of like,
Why is Wally West dead?
yeah.
Roy Harper and Wally West
Yep.
are found dead inside. This is like same kind of images. Whoever did this used the Charles Manson murders photos for reference. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, they did.
Oh, dude.
This is, well, I've looked at them a few times. That's immediately what this reminds me of. I'm not saying that they traced them or anything and that, this is Sharon Tate, but it does look a lot like that. Yeah.
Is he pulling the cord on that lamp?
Yeah. He wants to turn the light off,
Turn out the lights.
His last thought was light on or light off.
Should have got the clapper.
Why don't I have the clapper?
Clap on.
Clap on.
Death on, death off.
Roy Harper's pretty hip. That's sad that his sunglasses and his baseball cap fell off at the end.
Now everybody's going to know who he is.
Arsenal and Flash are confirmed. Super Friends. Dun, 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 dun.
Super Friends.
Can you imagine? Like, think about the narrator from Super Friends narrating these scenes.
Meanwhile, Wendy, Marvin, and Wonder Dog at the Hall of Justice.
Wally West is down.
Speed of lightning, God of thunder.
Oh, that's a different.
That's Underdog.
Any Dynamo says Brian Michael Bendis said some interesting stuff today. Well, prove it. So page 2. Let's move on.
That's awesome.
How are there more deaths accounted for? Yeah. Here's one of the few black heroes. Look at this. This is all vile. Like it's just so depressing.
Oh my gosh!
Who is this kid?
It's a
I don't know, but that's a horrible shot.
When you zoom into that
it looks
picture,
like he got a hoodie too. So are they doing the Trayvon Martin thing? I hope
Trayvon.
Is that Trayvon? Did they use Trayvon Martin as reference for this?
That would be so foul if they did.
Dude, no, they didn't. I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Oh, I was like,
yeah, somebody just said that, and I think that's not true. But look. This is wrong. Like right here, his nose is too small, like jammed up on his forehead, and then his lip should be right. His mouth line should be right about there. That's why it looks weird. Blow that up and look at it. His chin is enormous, dude. This chin takes up half of his head.
He's chin boy.
All right.
Yeah, that's not good.
This issue came to an end with a total of 6 superheroes confirmed dead. But could there possibly be more victims that we haven't seen yet? We only see Superman's initial approach to the house and Trinity convening inside, but there hasn't been a final tally yet. It's worth considering that there may be other casualties brought up in the following issues, and here's how we know that. We see a view of Sanctuary from afar upon Superman's initial approach with bodies spread across the ground. There are a total of 13 bodies in the shot. While 4 of those deaths are accounted for, that leaves another 9 bodies to be considered. Sure, several of those victims are likely the robots that attended the patients at the facility, but it's hard to imagine that there were that many. The comic book industry is in trouble. They're selling people death porn. Like it's like, aren't you excited? Don't you want to find out who got murdered and who we're going to see splayed out on the ground, covered in their own blood?
This is why.
On one hand, it's kind of a manifestation of all the negative, mentalities in the industry, and on the other hand, it's all how much sales can we get out? Because it used to be, if somebody dies, that would be a big thing. So let's just kill everybody and try to really get these numbers up.
Apparently, Bendis said on Twitter, Twitter politics is harming writing, and fans don't want to be preached at. I thought that was weird, considering who was saying that. Yeah, well, again, welcome to COMICSGATE. That's what COMICSGATE is.
Yeah, and he also made up some kind of weird excuse, like that they're not trying to put politics in, but it just happens. Kind of giving himself an out, I guess.
I think it's great that he recognizes it, though, right, John?
Sales?
Yeah.
They're seeing it.
COMICSGATE made him recognize it.
Yeah, I agree.
Welcome.
But we're insignificant. We're not having an impact.
Yeah. It's a mea culpa without them having to say, I'm sorry, without them saying we get it. I think it's good that they
Oh, the hell with
They
them.
smell it.
The hell with them. They're torturing comics gators. Every
Yeah.
single day on Twitter, they torture and they abuse people.
But it's Bendis isn't, is he?
I don't know if Bendis is, no, but I'm just saying, it's like they're dunking on like people who are just saying, hey, we don't want this. We don't want this. And all day long, they sit there and sarcastically abuse comics gators and high five each other. The hell with these people.
Yeah.
Hear my voice says for £5, could you please stop clashing with the kill stream? I can't be in two places at once. Would be nice to watch both you guys live. I hear you. Sorry about that, but we're two different groups. Harry Bergeron says, now you know why they've been swarming. Yeah, for real. The SJWs are swarming, and they've been particularly awful people. For the past month, I laid it out and documented like all of the things that they did this month. Something bad's happening. I don't know. I don't know what sales are like. But this is absolutely terrible.
It looks desperate.
Who could? So another major hint is that there's a Green Lantern symbol seen among the bodies Superman stands over. While he says he surveys the loss of Hotspot, Lagoon Boy, and Steel, we also see a Green Lantern uniform, but the victim is obscured by Superman's body and the end of the page. I can't wait to find out who.
In the lower left. Is that it? In the lower left.
What do you mean, right up here?
Little spot of green in the lower left, below his
lower left,
just under his
cape. Under his cape. Oh, is that what that is? Yeah. I see what you mean. Is that a Green Lantern uniform? I guess that we could see more if we saw the whole panel.
Or just a green belt. Oh, no, that's a different color green. Yeah.
It doesn't look like Green Lantern to me, but all right. So they're who could it be? Who is it? Kyle Rayner that we're killing? Is it Simon Baz? Yeah, right. Who it could be any Green Lantern that we've killed. Stay tuned to find out who died. I don't know what to say about this. This is sad. This is a sad effort.
Trust DC after they did the whole Selena Kyle Batman wedding issue. That was a flop. As a retailer, I wouldn't trust anything they say from this point forward. If they say it's a key issue and they try to drop that it's a key issue, I'd just not even be investing my money in their books anymore. This might be a desperate attempt because they screwed over so many retailers with that issue.
That was the cash grab. That was the real cash grab.
It
right
was
there.
because you have to approve variants like at least 2 months in advance. So they had 50 variants of that issue where they didn't even get married. So they knew that everybody was investing their money and they did it anyway. That's really crappy.
That's mean.
And then they revealed that they didn't even get married a day or two before it hit. So the retailers that would have gotten a little bit of their money back by people buying it couldn't even sell it. It's almost like they're trying on purpose to kill retail. Because I would have never bought a DC book again, ever, had I had my own shop open when that happened. And then this just looks like, they're trying to save their butt.
That's what it looks like. I will say this. I love DC Comics. I don't love this. And here's why I don't love this.
Yeah.
Anything like this. Why don't you help your fans to feel good? There are enough people in comics right now, enough fans in comics that are depressed. We talk to them all the time. There are people who have legit mental illness. They don't feel good. They don't feel good about their lives and where things are going. Superhero comics are supposed to be uplifting in some way and make them feel better. This is extremely depressing material. I'm depressed just reading this article. I find it dark. I find it to be sad.
Yeah,
it's morbid.
Morbid is a great word for it. What else? It's morose. And it's cynical and dark. It's not what DC superheroes should be. They should be
especially uplifting. It hasn't even been that long since Blackest Day. I mean,
Blackest Night, you mean?
Yeah, Blackest Night. Yeah.
Or
that was just a couple years ago, and they killed a bunch of characters in very gruesome, bloody ways.
Or that long since Rebirth. This is what I'm talking about. It's like, what's the whole point of the philosophy? What's the philosophical motivation for Rebirth if you're only going to kill everybody again?
This is like
DC
felt like they were caught being the goody comic company right before Dark Knight came out. They felt like Marvel was mopping the floor with it, so to prove that they were a bad boy. So they did Dark Knight, which is good because it was unique. And then ever since then, they've tried to prove how badass and dark and gritty they are. And they just keep crashing out. darker and darker. That's what Darwin Cook was talking about in his giant rant of Batman always banging Catwoman and all that, and it drew it away from the kids, and they're still trying to catch up. Marvel was able to capture the love that, you know, have a soaring great kids comic for a while anyways, that people could still read and not feel dirty. And now I just feel like the DC stuff, the Batman stuff, it gets so dark. I'm just like, you know,
I agree.
Turn the lights on.
Turn the lights on again and give people something hopeful
Right.
and aspirational. I just saw someone say in the chat. Those are two great words for the way DC Comics are supposed to make you feel. And yeah, absolutely, Batman should be full of murder mysteries and darkness and crime. But Superman and Wonder Woman, this makes me sad. And I saw the whole piece. It's a beautifully drawn piece, but we can do better than this to make people feel good again and excited about comics. This is just not great. Not great.
I have a theory that these creators, they just don't understand what it means to be a hero anymore. So that's part of the reason why this trash comes out, is because they think that being a hero is hopping on a political train with their buddies and just doing what's popular, because they don't actually realize what it is to be a hero anymore.
That's true. I read is it Zack Snyder, the director, the DC? I read an article, and he said that he doesn't believe in altruism. He says it doesn't exist. He says that everybody has an ulterior motive, and they do things for their own reasons, that no one would sacrifice themselves for a total stranger. And I just disagree with that. But that's the guy that's running the ship, or was running the ship, as far as their film franchise. And I was like, why would you hire somebody like that? That's such a horrible outlook on life, and it's a horrible take for these characters. I always thought that DC was more the hopeful company. They were the more hopeful characters. They predated the 60s, the Marvel stuff, and the Marvel stuff was built, and there was a little bit more cynicism. There was a little bit more contemporary cynicism built in, but the DC universe never had that. And I always thought that the DC universe strength was always in that they weren't cynics. They were hopeful. They were believers. They were good people.
DC felt like they had their pants pulled down by Marvel. They were ashamed of who Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman were.
I totally agree.
And the Flash.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. DC Comics really should just strut their colors and be proud of who they are.
I agree. I think that the film franchise should be that. I think that everything should be that.
If I could say something, when I was a kid, right, my mother took me to go watch the Batman movie in '89. Was the one Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
And I remember coming out of there with a poster from Batman, and all I could think about wasn't how dark it was. I just thought about how I wanted to be Batman. You know, I saw him as something positive. Yeah. And it's like, you look at him now, you're like, man, this guy is really dark. You know, it's like opposite from what I saw when I was a kid.
TCS Fourth, thank you for $20. Big City Comics is doing crazy things. Love what they did at Dragon Con, and now I'm just pushing them into this community because we love quality storytelling. Sent you an email. Thanks, Uncle Ethan. Well, thank you very much. $20. That's very generous of you. Dark Phoenix trailer is here, guys. Jean Grey versus the X-Men. You're kidding me. Let me tell you something. I'm a big Jean Grey fan. Oh, look at this. She's wearing the outfit that Frank Quitely designed for New X-Men. I drew this outfit 100 times.
Is that a White Queen to the left?
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be Emma Frost here, but she's wearing all black, which is unusual. Dark Phoenix trailers here, Jean Grey versus the X-Men. I must admit, I am curious. So this is, by the way, can I just say again, thank you for this. This is terrific. This looks like Jean Grey to me. This is the Jean Grey that I drew. Dark Phoenix trailer is here, finally. Fox has made fans of the franchise exercise a whole lot of patience with this one. And at this point, its curiosity is driving the desire for footage just as much as it is impatience and excitement. Now we have our first good look at the upcoming X-Men movie, which hopes to atone for the sins of 2006's The Last Stand. Whether or not this movie is successful in that respect remains to be seen. But we finally have some of what to expect, some idea of what to expect. A version of the Dark Phoenix trailer leaked online in one of the worst bootlegs we've ever possibly seen. Well, I don't want to watch that. For those who held out to watch the real deal, they've been rewarded. The footage makes it clear that this is very much going to be Jean Grey's story. She's my favorite X-Man.
Yeah.
Without question, she's my favorite. Now, I don't think this looks like Jean Grey to me. I don't know.
She's just pretty.
She's okay. Yeah, she's just. I always thought Jean Grey was like really like an Earth Mother type. I mean, just I don't know. I definitely drew a few images of Jean Grey in my time that I think really captured how I felt about her. And this isn't her. She just doesn't have the substance to be Jean Grey. But I don't care. I'll still go watch it.
She looks like Sansa Stark.
Well, that's who she is, right? Yeah.
Yeah. She's like Lindsay Lohan from Mean Girls.
She just seems a little young or something. I don't know what it is.
Average cosplayer. That's
the same same actress.
Yeah, Sansa.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones. So that's I don't know. At the same time, I'd have to really think about it to think about who I would replace her with. So I'm not really sure. I'm not hating. I'm just not. I'm about 80%, and that's being generous. I'm not 100% on this.
Is this still through Fox? Is this still a Fox production, or is this like Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're already done the movie before they bought it, so.
Okay. They are working on it. One of the things Bob Iger said in that interview with Hollywood Reporter is that there should only be one Marvel, and they're slowly and diplomatically pulling the two, Marvel studios together. So it won't be long before X-Men and Avengers can actually appear in the same movie together.
Fantastic.
I gotta say, I was an Uber driver for a short period of time, and I gave a ride to someone who worked in Marvel, that worked with Disney, and he was telling me the most horrible things about them in the ride. I don't remember any good thing out of that conversation. He was saying how rude they were and how careless they were and how they just didn't care about comics. It was like Disney taking over Marvel, and he said that it's just the Disney guys. The Marvel guys don't have any say in it anymore. They don't care about the comics guys. They're like purposely pushing the comics guys out.
Well, apparently the comics guys don't care about the comics either.
Well, and how quickly did Fox can Bryan Singer to clear the way for Disney to do the deal?
They canned him for a lot of reasons, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was my favorite. He didn't show up on the set for 2 days, even though he's never been known to not show up on a set. And then magically he doesn't show up on the set for 2 days so they can conveniently fire him. That was all arranged.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's how they do it. It's like Godfather.
Yeah, it's like you're not going to show up, and we're going to fire you, and then.
And that's the excuse.
Yeah,
that's how they do it all the time. When Kathleen Kennedy finally steps down, they've got it all planned. Look at this. Wow.
I love the suits.
They're in the new X-Men suits.
I like it.
Oh, that looks cool. All right, Gene. All right, do it for me.
All right. Ethan, we have to go to the premiere together and cover it. Cover it for YouTube.
Oh, that's cool. The helicopter, that was pretty cool.
I'm trying to see what other characters might be in here.
I think they got the bald head younger Xavier. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's shaving his head.
So we got Nightcrawler. We got Beast.
But she used the Dark Phoenix, right, in the last movie? Or the Phoenix?
No, she just tapped into the Phoenix on the last
I think this is going to be kind of a... Whoa.
The Phoenix Force looked awesome.
Yeah.
Was it the bird, or was it just...
It kind of sucked inside of her. It looked like it went in reverse. Yeah, that looked cool. I really like Jean Grey. I had this idea for Jean Grey that I discussed with Marvel, and was very, when I was going to do a mini series for Jean Grey back in 2002, I was paying attention to every aspect of Jean Grey's origin, and Marvel has kind of a different attitude about their characters and the history of their characters than DC does. DC is all about continuity, and Marvel isn't at all. And I was stringing together things about Jean Grey that I was pulling from various sources. Like Jean Grey had a best friend. who was also perhaps psychic, who died and in a car wreck, and Jean Grey, you know, kind of froze up. And anyway, the whole thing was, I believe that Jean Grey and this little girl, whose name was, I wish I could remember now. I don't know. But anyway, they were psychic together. They were both mutants. And when she died, that little girl went into Jean Grey's soul. And that's why she kind of locked up and froze up. And they had to take, her parents had to take Jean to, you know, Professor X and say, can you fix our mutant daughter, essentially? You know, she's got this kind of severe, almost autism, you know, because she's got this, they don't even know why. But but Professor X examines Jean, finds this girl, the soul of this girl inside Jean, psychically pulls her out and keeps her in kind of a psychic box somewhere. And Jean suddenly springs back to life, doesn't know what happened to her, has no memory of it. But eventually on that space shuttle back in the Cochrane Burn run, that girl escaped the box, and that is the Phoenix Force. So it confronts Jean on the space shuttle and just says, we're meant to be together. And that was the birth of Phoenix, and the two of them, you know, bonded together as this kind of dark entity. I would have loved to have done that. But you know, Marvel was like, nobody remembers anything about Jean's origin. What's the point? Oh, it's so sad. It just kills me when I think Annie. Her name was Annie. Thank you, Annie Richardson. Yeah.
Someone in the chat.
Yeah, someone in the chat just remembered that it was Annie Richardson.
So somebody remembers it.
Yeah, so people do remember this. You know, it's like I think it was, what was that story in? It was in that big oversized X-Men special that came out in like 1980. And you know, I think as I see this trailer, I'm seeing little bits and pieces of that. And did you see the car accident? It's like I'm starting to think maybe that's kind of working its way into the story now, and I hope so. I pitched it a million times, and this is what Marvel does, by the way. Hey, now that Joe Quesada is active on Twitter, should we all ask Joe Quesada about the story of X-23?
Yeah, do it.
Would that be good to see if he remembers that, if he'll confirm that for the world?
Yeah.
I don't remember I don't even know what you're talking about.
So Joe Quesada is talking about how this year is the 20th anniversary of Marvel Knights. And Marvel Knights was Joe Quesada, Jimmy Palmiotti. They first got hired at Marvel. They were given their own, in essence, imprint with which to do adult, not adult, but cooler, hipper, whatever Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti, whatever their magic was. You're going to bring that to some of the C-level comic book properties that Marvel has. And, you know, so they did, you know, they brought out the Punisher. They did a version of the Punisher. Obviously, they were working on Daredevil. Well, you know, because I was a New Yorker guy, kind of I was East Coast, even though I was Jersey, Joe Quesada called me up and just said, hey, we want you to be a part of this. You know, will you create a junior version of one of our characters? And there's a lot of other stuff attached to this. But I said, yeah. Well, like what? And he said, well, you know, take like, I don't know, you want to do Spidey Jr. or Daredevil Jr. or the Silver Snowboarder or any of these characters, like a kid version of one of these Marvel properties. And I thought all those sucked. He said you could work on any of those or come up with your own. So I came up with Wolverine's daughter. Okay, so Wolverine had a kid, illegitimate child, when he was fighting in Japan, and so she's half Japanese, half Canadian. She's got two claws. Her name's Lynx, or X-32. Her name's X-32 because it's sex in the mirror. Yeah. And anyway, they love this idea. Now, as it turned out, I went away to work for DC, but Joe was like, Bob Harris loves this idea. Everyone loves this idea. And they just tried to bang it out a bunch of different ways. They had something called Wild Thing. They had a bunch of like Wolverine's daughter or female Wolverine books until they finally hit it with X-23, which I thought was weird. I was like, X-23? Yeah.
23 is a old Illuminati conspiracy number, by the way, is 23.
Really?
So when you did 32, I go, oh, that's 23 flipped.
Oh, how about that?
Is the big, it's in all these conspiracy. The big magic number of the universe is 23. It's an Illuminati number. You'll see it everywhere.
It's a magic number.
Tyler says EVS X-32 is in a book, a 2000 book predating that. Yeah, that's me. I drew that book.
Oh, cool.
Razdoc. It's called The Remnants, and if you look at it, you'll see that it's mine. I drew it, and what happened was they kind of said, "Hey, we like your Wolverine girl idea. Do you want to put it in this book?" And I said, "Yeah." So right on the front cover, there's a character. I think her name was Miss Thing, and she is basically my idea for X-23. Right. And so, and then, anyway, that's how I can prove that it's, it was me. But I would like to see him. I would like to, I don't know, see if he remembers that. It's not like I'm like, hey, that's mine. That belongs to me. But it's just an interesting factoid. That's how comics kind of work. It's how Marvel works. It's an idea in the air. It's in the air. It ends up in the comics. Yeah, her name was Lynx. That book is horrible. I have it. Says Ink Spots. You're damn right. It's dreadful. It sucked.
Ms. Thing.
But yeah, so I'm excited about this. This is the best of Marvel as far as I'm concerned. I really hope they can do a good job of this. I think that would be great.
Costumes look great. I always felt like the original X-Men that came out when they had the black leather, they were ashamed of those colors, or they couldn't pull it off on the first X-Men movie to have them be in those bright yellows. But now that everyone's been enculturated to superhero movies, I think there's more acceptance for it. It's going to be great.
I hope so. Yeah.
I think Hollywood changes all the costumes that they can get away with. So if you notice, most of the villains never look like the villains in the comics, and they only really keep the costumes intact on the iconic characters. Everything else they'll change.
Yeah.
How about this? This movie is going to be Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah, correct.
There's so much of it. Ian House says, I thought X-23 was created for an animated series. Yeah, probably. But at whose direction? I just think it's kind of weird, don't you think? X-23, X-32. Yeah. And the animated series came out after. I think it came out in 2001. So check it out. That's kind of how things happen. They go, oh, Wolverine's daughter. Yeah. Do that. Try that. Make that work. And it finally did work. X-23 is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I love that character.
I think Wolverine should have many kids. He should just have like hundreds of them. If he could have one, why would he have tons of them?
Well, he's got two.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's been around for a long time, and he's had a lot of ladies.
He's the Wilt Chamberlain of X-Men.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hey guys, look up X-23's first appearance in the X-Men Evolution cartoon. What date did that premiere at? What was the date? Anyone in the chat who wants to do that research real quick? That might be interesting to see. Wolverine needs more kids than Mike Miller. Oh my God, of course. Wolverine's kids are very, very valuable. He should have more kids than that. All right, let me go through some super chats here. Keep on loving you. Classic, says Channing McDaniel. Ian House says, why are people still making requests? I don't know. Critical Equation. In 95, a kid had a 91 X-Men #1. I was in awe. Thank you all. She appeared in 2003. So there you go. Let's see. Mike Angerhauser. Steve B. Mad up now. Stevie B mashup. He said he had to pay $4. He had to repeat himself and correct it. Remember Stevie B?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Summer Girl? What was that song called?
Spring
Love. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler Preston. Hey, Ethan, got any stories about CrossGen Comics? Nope. I was never invited. David N. Will there be Beaver Girl to match Bat Penis? I don't know. Hear my voice. Could you please stop clashing with the kill stream? Okay. Seamaster Flex. It's a school shooting comic. Tyler Preston says, ever read any of Milestone comics? Nope. I didn't like any of them. I thought all of them looked garbage. I hate to say that.
Stuff back in the day.
Yeah, the characters looked all right, but they were 90s comics, and they all look rushed to me. The art looked rushed.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I like too much work and not enough artists, and they were just all blowing them out as fast as they could.
Yeah.
Catching them down, and that was done.
who came out of that? What was the big artist that came out of that and went
You
to
had
Image?
Dwayne McDuffie there. And
Rob Liefeld.
No.
Wasn't Dennis Cohen involved in that?
It's like
No.
Dennis Cowan was big before that, though.
Yeah.
Duffy would probably be the biggest.
Dwayne McDuffie was huge, but there was one that he came out of there and he went to Image.
Oh,
And
you talking about was it Michael? Man, he drew Spawn. Damn, he was on Black Panther too. Damn.
Tomb says, everyone please check out Asgard by Ben Jones on Indiegogo. He's trying to hit 500 backers. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone support Ben on Asgard. Absolutely. We've got to get Ben back on here. You know, it'd be nice. Yeah. All right, guys. With that, I'm going to get to work. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys putting up with the music.
Sorry, Ethan.
The numbers have come back up. I've noticed a little bit.
Yeah, the numbers came up, and you guys just sat through two. I think I made 2 videos out of that. So those news articles, I'll chop them out, and they're going to be separate videos. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, guys. Ethan, nothing makes me laugh more than your Cenk Uygur impression. Yeah, I don't know if I might have done it once. I don't know. All right, guys, totally awesome. You guys, let's get back to work. Have a great night, everyone.